Хаа яаж үзтээ?
Ха?
Одоо энэ гадсан юм юу?
Russia style юм үстэй.
Энэ бий байна.
Би хатав юу?
Крак нэг сингээ юм уу? Аа? Крак нь Японоос угаа асуудаг.
Крак нь Японоос юм уу?
Чиний саунд таньс юм аа.
King гинэ. Саунд баггүй.
Сингээ fuck you гэлч.
Сингээ юу гинэ? Мом гинэ.
Тэмүүжи fuck you гэж хэлж.
Fuck you гинэ.
Оо, ирмэн.
Тэмүүч.
Оо, ирмэн.
Тэмүүч.
Тэстэ. Баях таарах тийм юм шиг.
Юу
Нам.
сайхан надсан.
Аашиш одоо наадам ярьц шээж юм хүү. Тэгэж.
Бац минь ачаад ухаж байгаа араас. Яс.
Таа хийж.
Аа.
Хэмрэвтэр битэр ачих юм бэ шавтаа. Тажаа.
За трөөдцгөө.
Hello.
Оо, жиднатад.
Яа. Цэнхэг орох шүү.
Цэнгэл гэртээ оо. Орох тоо зөөр орох. Аа? Цагаан ийсийн хоёр солиорч та чи.
Hello.
Аа? Скинэд гисэн. Юм бэ. Ингээд тийм. Кид анафэд.
Айго би ачнэр хотдог болчих.
Зил шиг амар шаачтай. За трөөдцгөө.
Авчилтаа гуйж.
Хайроо. Нэгийг алаад нэгийг дүрсэн. Цаан. За авахгүй зайлаар байна.
Би гэж.
Ёс.
Ачдаг шүү. Таби бэг авцаа. Тэг сотон доошлоо шүү. Аа. Бам. Хатаа. Юусе шүү.
Ясаа маа. Гол гарцсан дистал гарцсан. Sorry. Шээ нав. Цай. Яатаа зүгээр намайг авчих яваа. Хам айгу нүдэнд хүүтэн бохоо. Яй.
Ой, энийг би заах хэрэгтэй те.
Трейд хийж болох хаа.
Тэд яаж трейд?
Би энэ мапыг дуусгаад трейд гэдэг юу байлгач.
Дистас.
Зараад зарчгаар ч нөгөө болт ороод авчгаар шинээр юм удаж явахаар яаж болохгүй угаасаа. Ари шүүр маань. Ой! Би толгой цаанд. Өвгүй. Ятар яа. Билбэ. Хулгай. Бэби хүнсч чанд. Хараа бэ. Юуки.
Эм багчаа. Нэг удаан байгаа дээшээ.
Нэг навцсан юм аа.
Ацаа. Тэстэ татлаа. Тэстэ татлаа. Саша вэ? Оцаа жоо шүү дээ. Оо, атвэлсэн. Хайрс.
Оо, няндааны смок хийгээд өгсөн.
Оо, смок гол руу шаацсан да.
Бүр хавцаа дээдээ.
Яа, дистат нэг. Тэчин тавташ дистал. Гараагүй. Гараг дотроо.
Улаа бууч явсан шүү.
Гүйлж чаад шүү. Хоёр япаа.
Расата гарцсан.
Бафаа шүү. Чисэн. Пуда. Я арам тавтаа. Ярин дасаг мод. Хоолн шагар. Сайт нэг хоолн шагарын дараа.
Хайт нэж шүү.
Манай гол авчих шиг боллоо.
Би хууч шивэнд
Шагар
яваалаа.
юм аа.
Байх байна.
Зураг амт байгаа мэд.
Ялааны смок руу орцсон юм шүү.
Оо, дистат таа.
Ялаа смок.
Фото. Одоо нэг гол гацтай.
Ялаа хийчих шүү. Гэлий л баг. Сэндвич нэ.
Сайт яд.
Зураг яд. Оо.
Машин бэг нэг авмаар нэг хөө мэдээл.
Болоор ч юм бичиж штэ.
Олоф молодлоо.
Гол авцаа. Сокотой. Hayır. Суратлаа.
Фу.
Йоо, юу.
Смоку. Так не аркни. Эрди. Энэ ямар ядраатай юм став. Форцич. Хаваа нэг. Хотлоо нэг. Исад гарцаа.
Япаа нэг ой.
Мон тавьж юм. Би цаашаа. Санаас ч. Үш. Хэднэ? Ямар утга урьц би чараад байна. Биш. Ямар утга урьц би?
Гол гарцаа. Зургаад. Зургаад нэг аваад байна.
Баггүй наа.
Баа, зураг яа. Ой, смок нь.
Япаа ой.
Юу ч сайтай саатаа.
Нэг төгсөн ш.
Бэг хайцаа гош тээ.
Энэ төсөө хаашаа. Эдэр смок юу вэ? Ай, нэг. Таар нэг смок.
Бараг аар явчихлаа дээ.
Дээр нэг доор нэг.
Дээр хоёр юм биш. Нэг ак нэг эс дуу.
Тэг удаан авчихлаа.
Тэрийг боо.
Дресс нь
Доор нэг. Удаа. Орой удаа. Санагт нь удаа. Damn.
Би 6-ын араас эслээ. Окей, my friend. My brother.
Одоо хатаа.
Смокт сэндэж ирсэн байхгүй юу?
Тэстат дотроо нэг шүү. Та байгаа тэстат наваа асан байгаа.
япаа нэг
Одоо фах болчихсон шүү.
Нэг нь дислот байсан ямарчсан. Нэгийг мэдэхгүй.
Йоо, яа.
Одоо нэг ядаа юм аа. Нэг нь ах дислот байсан. Ядаа байхгүй ш.
Ирмүн гол арч хөө. Дижитал. Ялаа ерөөс харагдах. Би болч юу?
Хатаа орсон хүн өрий.
Шатаад байна.
Ороо.
Хичнээн биш болдог байсан юм уу?
Биш шүү дээ. Кидна гэдэг л шүү дээ. Бүгд л кидна гэж дууддаг шүү дээ. Цогоо гэж дууддаг хүн бэлт биш баг.
Авгоо бо.
Хичнээн цугaalсан.
Монгол хэлээр.
Намайг дитал цаагаар нэг ч юм.
Азийн авраг дээр ч л тэгэл цогоо гэл. Тэгэл цогоо гэдэг нөгөө юун дээр нэрээ өгсөн болохоор. Тэ. Бодлоо нэг.
Дислот хоёр өчсөн юм уу?
Хаашаа бодлоо юу?
Хаашаа. Дислот. Дахиад смок чи хэрэггүй. Би тасаад татчихсан. Чи гадаарч.
Чиглэлээр устг. Чиглэлээр тусам чиглэлээр.
Айгуу.
Бэтэр.
Би бэрээр услаа.
Атаа бэ.
Тулцаа 3-аар тулцаа.
Окей шүү, дэс.
Орлаа. No! Шок. Флаш тоолох. Фу, ста. Чи одоо юугаа хийж яваа тийм.
Ямар амар хүчтэй гэдэг тал.
Би саарас наа. Хүмүүс фабаастын нэрийг авчих юм хойноос ороод ирлээ.
Би хийх юм уу гэж асуусан шүү дээ.
Саарас. Би ямар зөрөгтэй биш таа.
Шууд дайрч хаа.
Шигт ороод ирлээ. Шатчаа наа.
Би флаш тоолох гэж байна.
Фурфаа.
Тэнийг муурны зураг мөн шаац.
Сайт нэг дэс оош. Контракт дэс аа.
Ядаа нэг юм болсон шүү.
Чамсаа дистат. Хоёр гацсан байна вэ? Сайт руу хоёр.
Нэг муу атсан.
Би нээсэн. Сайт тоохгүй.
Энэ юм читэй. 5 ард уу яачих.
Асаас
Зүгээр орсон.
юм болсон шүү.
Хайт дотор. Манад.
Сайт. Таалас.
Шуу салгасан. Оо.
4 очихгүй. Дээшээ туллаа.
Би тулаа суугаад татлаа шүү. За юм уу. Хайраад гараарай.
Maybe start from
Таарсан. Болоос эс.
Петр.
oh, this shot.
Е.
Арч.
А тэгэж шээс.
Тийм тайм өгөхгүй шүү.
Whoever time болчихсон гэсэн.
Тэгэж нэг сайд нь авчихгүй.
Өчөөсөө.
Там болоо гаргаад бахаа. Чи ядаа гэж тэгэж хайх юм.
Вата.
Аква.
Тэстэ.
Башин.
Цагаагаа.
Буур унж ирсэгүй шүү дээ. Бэр олон байсан үү? Дахиад 2 байсан баха.
Муу бичээ доо.
Тайрууд. Энд дээр акт шүү дээ. Ногоно. Башин дээр нөө. Улаа.
Ямар
Оо. Вау. Ирмүнэ бооч. Nice. Чи болтой бстам. Кэшс.
Tisha.
일단 스모크도 그거 정보 쓰.
Смогцоо писта. Тасаа. Болоо дахиад нэг. Писта гарцаа. Писта гарцаа шүү.
арай.
Mana?
Хайраа. Цагаатаасаа. Цагаагаа ард тавьчихсан.
Don't fight.
Тасатраа. Бэлэрэ хүч олоош. Гэтнаач нөө.
Чиднасаа англиар ярьсан уу?
Don't fight each other.
Шууд маратад дүүл.
Mara яаж бодод?
Мара don't fight гэнгүүт урдаас нь хат гэж шатна зү.
Марагийн ми танкийг багтан хийд баг. За тий юу авлаа? Смок авлаа. Бидраа сакан баг ном аваа.
Ямар хэцүү яриа.
Нэр чигүүд гасацсан бил. Тий тараад өгөр андаа.
Tisha точно. Сайт яа.
За одоо
Сайт нь.
Голдоо нэг аа.
Ара очоо.
Үсээ.
Хатаа. Нэг нараас.
Нэг нь удаа Дөрөв автай юм.
Араас ирсаа тийм.
Наад удаан уншиж юм уу наад.
Нэг нь нэгтэй хой.
2000 удаан юм.
2-1.
Ууста. 100 тань штэ ой.
Ямаа уу гэдэг юм нэгтэй. Хичээ юм.
Оо, наач одоо яад юм бол би юм.
Наач бандгаар байна.
Юу ба.
Бомба яддаг.
Эко.
Тэр бандгаар хаа гэж юм.
За смок ташаана бэ оруулаа.
Би энтри хийдэ хаашаа. Бид хойно гэж. Гураар дэрцөө. Тэрээс хоёр гарчлаа.
Бомба.
92 хой. 8-тэй хой нэг өстө. 8-тэй наавч. 8-тэй. Е? За ёстой миний буруу sorry guys. Бид хоёр бүр шүршилцээд тест хүү амир өнөх шалтлаа шүү.
Кидна бууч ирээ каверлаач.
Нээсээ өнгөө шаардсан.
Тэр онох шахыг гарсаар.
Юу бат яаж өгч вэ? Зүгээр өгч арай ч юм улаан байсан. Маа. Гараа.
Сэндвич. Улаан 19-тэй.
Яа, той манайгаа
Яна оо.
нэгэн татаг.
Саний нэг алчаач байсан.
Тэцтэй амцаа байшлаа.
Ятар яа.
Брундр ёо. За смок валах швэ. Та нэг хаташаа яллаа орчих. Би яллаг бистэ смок гэдэг.
Юу?
Инээсээ
Ихэд на цагаа. Монголын цагаа энэсээ хоёр л байна. Байна.
Пицца шүү. Флаш ороо.
Флаштай хүн байхгүй биш те гэж.
Авар юм. За.
Өөдөөсөө гацлаа.
Ингээ ялан тоглож юу наагаад.
Энийг авах.
Миний авах жижиг.
Жижиг.
Досоо.
Яхаа.
Гिचиж байсан шүү. Хасцаа 52.
Хам дээр нэг.
Дээрээ цогоо.
6 дээр манай. Оо,
Теста дотроо.
дижитал дотор нэг 74 өвтэй гэж байна. Манай
Оо, жи.
Тэгээд дуурч.
Энэ яг амхгүй.
Зүгээр бэр үг болчих амар гоё шахам ш. Тэр доор нэг конкрет банд биш гоо.
Би томдээ тэнцаач шаасаа. Орч амби тушаасаа.
яах юм хэдүүлээ. Тушаацсан уу? Шас.
Смок байгаа шүү дээ. Харагдсан.
Нэвтлээ алц.
Лавэ смок. Он дээр нэг онцсон. Сайн. Том бүр шаага боосна таа.
Стаг гол хоёрууд нь гарчуулаад судлах юм. Тулаад байгаа фистаг нь аваа их. Тэр бол бүр удаа.
Босton зурсан бүгд хийчихдэг.
Яач.
Тавсар ичээ хадгалах гэё.
Би ганцаар гарч хадж чадахгүй. Ан зүгээр нуугчл байдаг харагшаараа дайраад байна.
Wow, side this. Шаварын дор ийс өгшөө.
Ар хараад үзчихсэн тал.
Ар тугаараа.
Нэг үлдэхтэй.
Яла. Бом чамруу үсрэн дээр гөөе.
Босноо.
Мэдхгүй шүү.
Босом хоо.
Ёо писта.
Тавтай. Улаан өртөлтөө шүү. Яа, би нэгтэй.
Ороод ирэх хөө байж.
Таагач. Шатраас авсан.
Тавайж дулаа.
Смок бан цогоо.
Тийм бийтэс.
Тэгэж.
Тавцаа.
Аш нэг улаан шүү.
Мастер минь банснаар дуугаа шүү.
Тавцаа.
Наа. Тэгэж.
За арай болсон. Форс яг хар хос бэр бүчтэй бишээ яг байна. Цогоо
Доогоор гүйдээ.
Охгүй нэг бийтэй шээ.
Аль би нэг шууд доогоор гүйдээ. Нэ тоглолтоо шаашаар.
Дахиад хоёр дэвчүү.
Юу вэ?
2 3-аар 2.
Амар зинэг бийтэй.
Тэдний хоёр зүгээр өргөл барьц болчихдаг шээ.
Удаад аваад ёо.
Тэгё.
Ятаа кистаг авчихна.
Чи гостаа бааш. Сайтай гол нэг
Аль сайтны гişээс. Камер дээр нэг ээс татаад байна.
тэнд болоо хийчих болно.
Байж байгаа би 6 ийш орчих. Байж байгаа.
6 дээр.
Байж ш та бста юм аа. Чи нэр хүү алаа гай усах юм байна ш та. Оо писта чам руу арах гэж байгаад намайг харчлаа ш 2 писта.
За 10 секунд үлдээж байгаа нөрөө бомб тавьчихсан юм байна.
Пистол гарлаа.
Чи эстэй үү шүү дээ. Сайтар. Өөдөө нэгээрээ дор. Онс сайтны ард нэг байгаа. Сайтны ард ёо.
Сайтны гол байгаа шүү дээ. Оо.
Эсэфо.
Оо лави.
За арпо гол гарна.
Броуз хийж байгаа тоглож байна шүү дээ.
Стат хомч.
Тулцаа. Оногцод ирээсэр. Энэ оттой.
Камер орцсон.
Оногцсон шүү дээ дижитал руу нээж яаж.
Батрын
Байгаад. Лифт орсон шүү. Ой, тулцсан байна уу? Хөл шигүүрийн дөрөв нэг сайтны ард нэг ялаа нэг. Сайтны гол. Бу 30-аар онсон байх үе. Эсэр. Би гарч нэг флаш хийгээсэй.
Таваа. Бэлж нэг сок хийтээ.
Тулцаа. Онсон сайтын гол нэг бай. Коллектор нэг. Сайт.
Амар уу хийж байгаа юм.
Тэрийг. Статус гарна шүү. Болтоо болох.
Би хожчихвол бүрний яада мэж өгнөстэй. Би тэр нэг
Би юутай тоглох юм?
иммортл.
Үгүй шүү.
Ясаа.
Тэгэхээр биг гэдэг юм.
Тэгээд ремонт леженд болчихын сайн шүү дээ.
Гагсээс.
Одлон сайн. Бууц доор нөө.
Улаа доор цаа. Улаа шүү.
Йоо.
Бүр шавар шатаа дээшээгээ шатцаа буцаа бууж та. Та хайраа авчи. Би голоо хатаа. Шот.
Би тавыг хийгээд.
Тэст хотесаа таа.
Сайснаа хоёр.
Хотын шагрын дээр.
Дахиад сайснаа том болсон шүү.
Сайт гол урагшилсан.
Сайт гол бай.
Талаа ирэх. Жижи.
Бэд идэх чи хаана вэ? Ямар сайт вэ? CS:GO.
Зөндөө сайт гоо. Наадах трейд шүү дээ. Зөөж Discord дээр нэг
Бүүст чинь бүр сүүл бүүстсэн багтаа. Бүгдийг аагаад орё. Би дамжчихлаа.
Бамбит фанатик 50% гэж. Эскастрос 6436. Яагаад тодорхой асууад байна да?
Биг юу вэ?
5842. Биг наач чихөө. Oh shit.
Флаш тавуулчих.
Тэмүүж my friend. Намаад авна.
Байна.
Тэг шатрыг маад одоо зайлгч. Тэгвэл ойлгоцоо юм уу? Эндийн зүрэг үс тэнэн зав.
Ингээл надад үуч шүү.
Бомба хаа.
Дрофнес юм.
Сайтны ороод ирсэн.
Манайхаа шодоо.
Унсан наатаа усан юм уу?
Бомба дроп бод. Тэглээ байжлахгүй да. Энэ боломжтой.
Хараа шаа.
Пол муу баалаа. Пол гэж. Аа пол цаатан солонтой юм шүү. Баг поло энэ багийнхаа хүний идэр хийж байгаа бүүстийг харж өгөө.
Тэмүүжээ гэж. Таач үү? Баадрж үзсэн фул.
Би бүр нэг бай. Тэг инсаасмагсан.
Тэ би угсаа да хүмүүс гинт гарч ирээд амар хөөрхөн буучрууд нь хот шүү дээ. Наата би үгүй юм гэсэн. Яг юмтаа гэж батилж чадахгүй ч гэсэн би ямар ч юм
Гол аваагүй.
Лонг смокцсон.
санаа нэг хот тэг.
Хоёлаа юу.
Хоёр смокож. Нэг смок нэг. Хаадаг юм ба. Одоо лонгор орчууд яг юм аа.
Үзэж байгаа юм уу?
Харин
Шинэ аккаунт руу
Юу смок.
Унаагүй.
Дээр одоо.
Хоосон.
Йоо.
Чиг шалаагүй шаарай.
тэр яах вэ поло энд нэг хүн ганц тоглолт үзсэн 2 орны тоглолт үзсэн чинь кабл мобл унтсан байна. Би энэ тил даваа сууж.
Хавлаа.
Хаа.
Коннектор.
Марка наадгаа дуусч байгаа лонж руу ороод трейд хийж гээ. Discord дээр юу ч да.
Би домбич
Батлаа.
Ой.
Баа хумаа.
Марко айхгүй.
Айсаа.
Лесарда драа юм уу?
Авцнаа.
Шутрак бүсгэл. Би л болоогүй чинь.
Йоо ямар аим.
Яах гэж задлуулж байдгүй. Ээл драгон лор найт мөрөд татчихсан. Задлаагүй дээш.
Ууга холдуулчих.
Имтэл байгаа шүү. Энэ монголчуудын телевиг болохоор хожигдчих юм.
Орчоош манайхаа хатаад
Орчоо.
Би тэл угаасаа нэг баг болох тавилангүй байгаа шүү.
чикен нэг тулцсан нэг
Чи.
Хоёр удаа.
Нэрэ.
Хай
Нэг төгсөлсөн.
Онцгой юм байна.
би дэжсэн.
Баялаа.
Тэгвэл сизээр буудчихгүй нажир явахгүй шүү хэвээр.
юу
Юу? Флаш
шаагаад
Флаш.
Дроп хараагүй шүү.
Баялаа. Тэгэхгүй амтаа сумад $35-ыг $1 болгохоо болоо ч биз таа. Ямар муухай.
Тэснэ замлаа.
шатан дээр нэг.
Аа онцлоо.
Хаадаг ч байж болно шүү. Болоо.
Байхгүй анда смог байхгүй шүү.
Яа ингэ.
Онцлоо шүү.
Арч наа.
Ингээд байж магадгүй юм.
Байхгүй.
Шатан дээр байсан. Бэгийн шатан дээр байсан.
Хангаа юу юу баа. Зэн дайсан ч юм. Яа нэ. Манай хаа.
Бодроо гарцаа.
Хиндээр тавьмаар чи.
Наа чи битэнд орохгүй гоостэй гэхдээ.
Манай байшин талаа байсан.
Трейд хийхгүй л болов. Оо мо.
За, логи хийчлээ.
Биш та.
Би өөрөө трейд авах.
Окей. Гээш. Research гэдэг дээр таар биш. Тэр research гэж байгаа. Наад дээр. Тэгээд айтемнууд бол cobblestone souvenir дараа research гэдэг. Тэгвэл research тэр уунаа.
Өөрсөндөө итгэлгүй
авъя
байсан надад болж болно шүү.
Тэр айтмаар авъя гэсэн комбо яа магар хинтаа.
Тэр чинь хүмүүстэй.
Наад бол чи худууд. Ганц мод. Жогда. Дим бутгаар мэдрэл үүсрээ байх. Аа. Наа чи ийм бутгаар ийм зүйлийг наа чи худцсан байсан.
Бас
Хараа.
Цогдоно.
гол нэг юм байсан.
Тэгвэл нүдэндээ бодож байж.
Айтем болох.
Нүдэндээ тавьчих.
7 нэг болох. Тийм болохоор өнөөдөр бид хүүхэд
Аа. Хараа авч байгаа юм аа. Энэ арга авч байгаа юм уу?
Магадгүй л
Коннект нэг байна.
маркет дээр нь маус
Дроп яг дроп парах.
Аа. Тэгээд маркетын үнийг нэмээд таалагдвал авах.
Тэглээс нэрч байгаа.
Мод бодсон шаач. 7.
Раунд юм байж болно.
Манай аа лав юм шиг.
Иймэрхүү байдлаар ер нь бүү муу яг батлаатай бүү муу хийх хүмүүсийг харзаа. Тийм ээ.
Яа.
Тийм болохоор хямдхан авахгүй. Яг 30 доллар. 27 доллар модын кейд авъя. 10 харна. Юу гэж 8 ээлж биш кээр хямдхан аваад цааш үнэтэй болгоод
Ирээсээ төлөөлж байж ажил.
Юу тэгээд
ганцаа. Наа мэдээлэл тавьчих.
Цааш шүү.
тоо ёо. Тэсиш.
Стаж лонгор ороод байгаа юм уу?
Лам хараад лам бод бодох юм. Яа тийм үст. Электр флаш. Нохор флашцсан. Лам хэцээ явчихлаа.
чи орцоод дими. Надад угаасаа хямдхан авъя.
Аа тийм үү шүү дээ.
Ёо.
Би явлаа шүү.
Доош явуулаа. Наадхан дээрээс нь наачаа авч уу.
Яа чам мэдсэн мэдээгүй.
Мэдсэн.
Машин яг
Өгсдөг төрсэн бай.
Монголын CS Group групп дээр бичиж.
сайт турцсан.
Та хоёр юм шүү.
А би бичих юм уу?
Ярах шүү.
Компьютерын гараа тийм юм.
Сайт байна.
Характер авсан.
Надад гэж бодоо.
Тэндээ ч уурчдаг шат сайт.
Оо,
Тэгвэл
яар гараад ирсэн. Хам жижи. Миний стример жилх.
Анир нь ороод шаа.
За хам өчтөр яасан вэ?
Турж аваад байгаа маа. Сайт зүгээр цааш нь хөөгөөш.
Одоо зүгээр комент бич. Жилхэн Бьорг.
Дайрлаа.
Өчтөр юу ийс үннээ лээрэ.
Онсонс.
Садрын гүйтсэн.
Нин явчих.
Юу, над руу явуулах жиж.
гол онсон.
Жижиг.
Яачих. Профайл руу орчих. Үгүй. Тэгээд хэрэггүй. Энийх рүү дараа орчих. Тэнгүүтээ
смок.
Юу аа?
Хардсаа.
Үгүй дэше. Үгүй байж л та. Мор.
Тэнэг шаац.
Мор. Make offer. Offer a trade.
3 авчихсан яаж мэдв?
Араасаа нэгч.
Cheers good to.
Хашаас. Канаа.
Йоо.
За яачаарай. Одоо trade offer ирэх гэдэг шүү guys. Нас.
Кофе трейд over ирж байгаа.
Couple стон souvenir package ирж байна. Хашаас. Нууцаар онгоолгоо шаштай. Баригдаа. $1 болгоод загнуулаа шаштай. Шууд ганцаараа хайж байгаа юм уу?
Юу?
Багийнхныгаа анцсан юм уу?
Манай багийнхаа. Коч яаж ч хожгоо одоо темпо юм шиг. Уурсан яаж ч хожгоо.
Хот гэж. Яа, энэ Dragon Lore гэсэн бичиг харахаар тийл таваад байгаа юм да. Цан. Яа. Гоё нэг guys ааш. Юу тэгэл ланд мандаас авсан зүгээр дээ. Ялгаагүй шүү дээ. Ямар Америкээс захиалж авдаггүй юм бол. Андород опенинг дараа шээс. Зя. Stevie Tuki-ийн стикертэй буунах юм байна. Энийг онгойлгол ямар ч байсан.
Тэр нь хоёр даатгаар болдгоо те. Хайцыг нээж байгаа шиг болдгоо те.
Болдгоо шууд онгойлгох шүү дээ. Хоёр дарахаас айгаад байна гэж байна. Зя. Discord дээр хулгайчуд байна уу? Тэгээд иш ороод ой задлах шааж идэ. Үгүй задлахгүй чи хүнийг гшөөх. Яа задлуулах гээд яга хор шаах гээд байна.
Чиний гейминг гэдэг Counter Strike-т чиний лайв байна үстэй.
Юу?
YouTube-ийн.
Үтгэхгүй.
Тэр хийгээч. Тийм бол ядаж гардаад хүмүүс нүг YouTube гейминг дээр сайн байна.
Ингэдэг болцсон юм бах та. За ямар ч юмсан постоо хийчлээ. Цан Amazon гэж юу хэлээд байгаа. Энэ ч намайг сумлах гэдэг шүү. Марка ших. За поло яах вэ? Гэхгүй. Одоо поло сумлаа.
Тэр хүн тэдний хугацаанд нэг хүн тэдний хугацаанд үзнэж гарах уу?
Үгүй.
Тэр чи яаж giveaway хийх юм?
Subscribe дондоо шууд хийчих. Giveaway. Юу giveaway хийх? Таашаас. Couple giveaway хийлээ гэшээс баах виста орж ирэх байх та яана. Тэнд бүр сумлгаа явж байна хөөе. Гоё муннаа гэж мэдгүй нэг чаа гэдэг нөхрөл намайг сумлаад байна. Үгүй шүү. Наадныхаа профайлыг над руу явуулчих. шахаад. Тэгээд айтер шахчихсан юу? Муу таалагдахгүй айт маш шахчихдаг байсан шүү дээ. Одоо ч байхаа бич. Болдоо бол нар зөндөл айтер шахдаг гэсэн юм байна.
Файт юм биш. Би чамд юу яа. Файт найт.
Гүг. Дараад орчих зүгээр. Тэгээд юм дараад орчих. Тэгэл наадахыг орчих.
Одоо нэлээд шууд бэж чадахгүй юм тий. Айтем болохгүй.
Айтер болохгүй сүвнэрээр бэт ордог байхгүй.
Тэгээ наад чинь 30 даваас бага юм байна шүү дээ.
Тийм болохоор нөгөө сольж
Чи өөрөө л нэ.
шаасан дээ тий. Ер нь бол тэрэн дээр яаж бодсон тий. Энд харж ийн нэг хүн мемберт унсан чинь сумлж байгаад унгаагаад $1 болгоцсон гэж. Хэлж штэ. Яаж ч бас алдагдaltaй шүү дээ. Ер нь 95% нь алдагдaltaй шүү дээ. Тэгэд үлдсэн 5% нь багтах магадлал тэгэл бас хэцүү шүү дээ.
Оо энэ гараа уусаа амир олон бицтэй байна. Нэг доктор. Агу байна. Хоёр байна. Баахан кио. Оо ба энэ уусаа 3D аккаунт.
Угсаал ийм хүмүүс зөндөг. 10k гэж шүү дээ. Зарим нэг буугаар нэг юм гэж. Наач угсаа худлаа өстэй.
Гэхдээ энэ аккаунт нь аа чи.
Аккаунт ямар байна?
Наач амар олон
$26 авъя гэдэг байхгүй. Айтем чи. Угсаа трейдрүүд ашиг олъё л гэж бодож байна. Энэ чи янз юм шүү. Мөнгөөр авнаа. 12k-ээр авнаа. Яаж ч юм 12k-ээр ягаад 72,000 авах юм бэ? Юу хэдэн доллар л $35 гэсэн нэг. Би ашигтай хийж болох юм шүү дээ. Тэг үстэй. 12k-ээр
биттэй жолт юм уу? Ти биттэй жолт.
Биттэй жолохгүй зүгээр зархад авир ашигтай байх шүү. 12k-ээр 6-аар ягаад $70,000 болгоод $35 айтан бодтож аваад. Тэгвэл 2,000 төгрөг ашигтай. Яа би нэг үнэхээр сайн амиж юм аа өстэй гэж яах. Маркет дээр зарсан дээрээ ер нь бол онгойлгохгүй. Намайг яаж сумлсан онгойлгохгүй. Андаа стрим их. Биш нэрээ тийм биш. Тэгээ шаачих юм уу? Carry мэрэнд айтем байгаа да. $35 өгчөөж биз даа.
Тийм олон юм шиг тий.
Гүй.
$30,000 чинь надад юм.
Энэ айтмаар зарчихлаа 2,000-аар зарсан л та.
Оо наа чи яагаад ийм гейм зүгтсэн баг.
4-9-36. Энэ 4-ийг одоо хөхгүй л дээ яаж ч. Дөрөв болгоод 3 энэ төсөө ингэхээр л чанс. 8k л гэж.
Эсвэл 3-аас олоод нэг матч таамиг үүсгэх юм уу?
3-аас
$20 болгочихнаа.
$20 яг чинь 50 шүү дээ.
Хэдэн үгүй шүү дээ. $20. Болчин. Заадлахгүй биз дам. Холмоо биз та. Тэндээс сумалчих гэж шигээд. Зинхэнэ янзын биз та нар байна. Field test гэдэг шээж. Don't нэг л.
Наа чи байгаад
$39. Үгүй нэгээс нэг биш. Намайг айтем нэмгээ загнаад. Даврааш. Энд 10k гэж 10k. Энд 12 гэж.
Вау.
Chaos 3D гэх юм. Нэргүй шилжүүлж.
Бүгдийг нь олно л та. Тэр бол асуудал.
Чам баахан.
Чи баахан k байх наа л та. 1 2 3 4 12. Цаг л алдах гэдэг юм л да.
Сега нэг матч авах.
Нэг матч алчих гэл. Хүмүүсийг тэгж өгдөг л байхгүй.
It's nice.
Байх нь байгаа.
Наад чи фильтр гэж бодсон юм уу?
Фильтрлээ л юм шүү.
Фильтр айтмын нэг юм.
Харин тэгж арга болох. $4 гэж давраад АК мак авах гэж. Энэ амар үнд орчих тий. Мангар хэрдэх байсан юм шүү. 14k each. Чи 20.
No, it's not.
Энэ 14k each яах вэ?
Dead people don't talk, please.
Марка. Юу яач? Hotspot цацгаж байна да. Би нэг offer явуул. Үгүй янз бүр юм хийж яаж гоо. Яг тийм болохоор би яач. Хаяад энэ тэнүүгээр тэндэг өсч эсвэл даврааш. Яа. Нэр юу оруулах хэвчтэй нөгөө нэг эртээ Wi-Fi цэцгч байсан шүү дээ. Тэрийг ажиллуулчих гэсэн.
Тэр дор ширэн дор гарч байна шүү дээ.
Нэр тийш те. Би юу хийх чилээ оо shit.
Би томор цаас нэг өгөө.
Хүү амар хэрүүл болж штий чатанд ой.
Юу ч.
Болоо стам болооч чи ой. Хүү амар хэрүүл болцсон гэдэг шээс. Хүү зү. I guess. Тийм байх л шүү. За. Хоёр офер явуулах нь явуулчихлаа. Тэгэх хоорондоо дахиад битгий би ч бас өөр айтемтай байгаа. Хүү амар хэрүүл. За манайхад байгаа дэлгэцээ гаргалнаа. Маравснэ. Мара Facebook ороод орчихчих. Мара нэр ингэж хаширахгүй баас. Харгаар л гэсэн. Оо 14k болгочлаа шүү дээ. 14k болгочих ирсэн.
14k чийдээ.
1,600,000-аар зарагдсан шүү дээ. Монгол
мөнгөөр.
зарчих уу?
14k чиглэлээ.
14k 6 үржүүлэхэр чинь 6,1,6,4,24 гэдэг чинь 84,000 болгочлаа шүү дээ. Ийм л байна. Би бол нэр ингээл 8 байвал ингээл тийм уу?
Тэгээ одоо яах вэ?
Одоо нэг зараад айтем авч болно. Шах уу? Шох. Над глов кейсний хайрцаг байгаа болов уу? Шүү байхгүй.
Надад юм уу?
Глов нэг байна.
Нэг глов кейс онгод.
Хоёр байна.
Тэр зүгээр нэгийг ашигтай ажилласан.
3 байна. 4 байна.
Над чи хайрцаг онгод удаа гэж.
Аа. Юу? Надад бол бараг 6 байна хөөе. Манай стримийн тэнд сумалгаа явагдаа л энэ нэг нь. Юу? 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 Кейс үү? Нэрлэгүй аваач маусаа. Нэрэн дээрээ. Тэр дээр наач. Инвентор. За, ер нь бол хүү. Одоо эндээс 10 биш. Биш юм байна. Эндээс яаж болох вэ гэхээр
нэг гамма кейс гэж байна. Энэ яг
сүүлийн тэр гамматай кейслэхгүй.
чи хамаагүй гайгүй юм байна.
Янз. Угаасаа хайрцаг болгонд муу юм сайн юм гэж байгаа. Тэгэл азтай бол сайн юм, азг бол муу юм.
Гамма 2 кейс. Гамма кейс. Гамма 4 кейс. Fresh Wi-Fi.
Энд ямар амар биз таа вэ? Шууд full price-аар нь зараад байна шүү дээ. Энэ хүн. Ямар ч ашиггүй шүү. Онгойлох гэж л байгаа хэрэгэлтэй сайн юм.
Наач онгоолол гайгүй юм уу? Онч магадгүй гэдэг.
Тэгэхгүй олноор нь онгойлоо.
Олноор нь онгоолох хэрэгтэй. Үүсээ юм юм уу?
Яг тэгэхээр яг магадлал ихсэж байхгүй. Нэгийг унгаагаар драгон дор унах магадлал, олныг онгоолгоо драгон дор унах магадлал өндөр шүү дээ. Зардал нь их ч гэсэн. Бэж юм. Би бас энэ чи бит тавих гээд байгаа хөө. Бас өөрөө нэг 2 маяг доллар найзаасаа шаацсан. Ард ирэх нөө яах. Энд ч орж ирж шүү дээ. Кэйод.
Сүүшүүд
тэгж болно гэсэн үг шүү дээ. Яг хоо. Өөрөө л мэдтэй. Энэ зүгээр яг айтем оруулах хэл та. Юу энд бүгдмаараа.
Имарт жигтэй байна.
Имарт спиктэй юу?
Биг.
За биг дээр үү. За. Даргын шийдвэрээр биг дээр бит тавихаар болсон байна. Ой, ихний юу чинь юу үстэй.
Эхнийх бол гамбит юу?
Гамбит фанат гэжтэй. Энийг үзэж байгаа ихний мап зав дээр тавьж болно шүү дээ.
Гамбит илүү их. Тэр чигээр нь яаж болох юм уу?
Болно шүү. Болно арай айлгуул нэг мапаар нь тавьж болно. Тэгээд яах вэ? Жохон.
Тэр чигээр нь
арай боломжтой харагддаг.
To get over after you've had all that success. So the fact that they've finally done it, I think this is where a lot of that pressure goes away.
Айтем орж шүү дээ. Тийм орж шүү. Орж ирдгүй шүү дээ. BP
You see the Flusher quote he gives an interview where it's like, you know, our goal is to do something stupid, but, you know, do it with confidence, do something stupid with confidence. And like, if those plays are going to come out, and Flusher's going to be back winning clutches the way he was, JW's had a phenomenal tournament so far. You're starting to see some of these tools that made them so dangerous come back to life, and then all of a sudden this does become a brand new team.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the other key parts of this team, of course, is a man who has been at the top for many years, but has not had the best of 2017 so far. Looking to have a big is Olof Meister and Seskuts once more. Grilled him.
Seriously,
Hello again, Sir Scoots here. This time I've got Olaf Meister, the world famous Olaf Meister. How are you, buddy?
I'm very good. How are you?
We're doing good. Usually, last time I interviewed you, I think it was a couple years ago. Kind of a different Fnatic, a different era. You guys were rocking and rolling. I know you've had these ups and downs.
Стрим хийж байгаа 7 үзсэн шүү. Хайрцаг заллаа л гэдэг юм харж байна уу?
It's a guy like you to be at the top of it, and then you go down to what gets you back to this part? Like, what motivated you?
Just to love the game. I mean, I want to play Counter-Strike 24/7. Like, I have to play it less. I want to play new, like, I want to get it back and stuff like that. But like, and especially being at the top, you want to get back to the top because when you work top, that was a really good feeling, and like everything went so smoothly, and it really affects, for me personally, like if I do bad, it affects my personal life. So I really
Yeah.
legendary. Literally, you've been in every single major, made it out in the playoffs and every single major. First two were with LGB, right, and then you joined Fnatic, and it's been Fnatic ever since. Obviously, you've got a couple actual major wins under your belt as well. So,
Нүд хожирсан гэж арай юу хожирлах вэ гэж.
So I guess that desire to get back is even more important, right?
Энэ хожирлж байна уу? 3 цэдээ. Бизон чиний нүдийг хожирлж болж байна уу? Нүд хожирлох уу? Бид Trade history-гаараа та нарын нүдийг хожирлъя да.
You went 3-2, right, to get out. Hard struggle, right? But you guys are never great in group play. You never make it easy on yourself. That's also part of your legendary status, right? I don't know why is that. You just warm up late?
I don't know. We always talk like if you do really good in the group stage, and if you go like 3-0 here, you get a day off, and we always used to go about that back in the days when we were really good at.
Миний баян байх уу юу гэж.
Like let's go for 2 series. We can really have a day off here and like city, but we never ever have a day off in my never.
And then your 2 losses. I mean, no slouches. You lost to VP and you lost to SK, right? So walk me through those.
Америк тогтсон би $10 би твсээр энийг авчихсан.
What jumps out at you about that match?
189 тэр.
Kind of surprised us in the video.
Найзаас энэ хоёрыг авчихсан байхгүй. Биш юм биш. Муу авчихлаа.
They kind of outplayed us in the video, to be honest. But then again, Cash is.
Тий, тэрийг би твсээр гол. Дотог айтмаар явуулсан би твсээр гол юм.
We always used to play those games.
Яг хоо ийм сайхан юмнууд байсан байна байна.
I think the stack, like not stack, but they were always like when we wanted to go mid, there were 3 guys there. When we wanted to go A, there were 3 guys there. They kind of read us the whole time. And then as
үнтэй бол тавьсан тэгээд тохиолдсон бид төвлөг баха.
much behind, but we were really close to doing a comeback.
Унуул яах юм уу? Яавал гэж тий. Тэгээд би авъя шүү.
I'm sorry, no. Scarlets, you played them on Nuke. Poster match, 16-14. Good map for them, obviously. Good map for you in that sense. What are you taking away from that one, other than Nuke?
I don't think that they were ready for us to. We wanted to play Nuke against them. We had a game plan, and we didn't. We made a few mistakes. They have a lot of more experience, so I think they can adapt faster than we can. But we have been practicing it a lot, and maybe.
Харин яаж битээ ухайг бодоод байж.
You're going to be playing inside here, packed house. A team you've played before at majors, right? Gambit, sound familiar? Quarterfinals. Thoughts on that one? Obviously, now we move to best of 3s, which everyone loves more anyway.
Of course, we're happy with the draw, but we can't.
Тэг болдоотой 8 ээжсэн бэ?
They're a really strong team, and
болдоогоос
played them so many times in so many different.
K явжсэн байна баг.
You know,
яаж ч яваач K явжсэн баг.
So it's gonna be a tough game, and I think that they surprised all the people here.
Болдоо надаас K зээлээд буцааж өгчээсэн биш.
Fired them up. So now, lucky you, if you win that, you get the winner of SK Astralis, right? Any thoughts on who's going to win that one?
I think that SK is going.
Яа, ийм трейд хийдэг гэсэн биш харж байна уу guys? Одоо хэдэн K-ээр ч трейд хийгээд байгаа.
I'm gonna go with that.
Fair enough. But are you going to beat them? Are you going to beat them then?
That's the goal, man.
And I guess in a way, if you do win it, you got that team out of the way early. But still, like the odds of going out early are drastically increased.
Everybody says that when you're on the top. I used to say that as well. But in the end, you always want the easy way.
Yeah. Wait for the partners in the final, right? Yeah.
I want to play them in the final.
Makes sense. That's the bravado of it. Well, I'm going to beat them now. Yeah.
You have to do that.
Yeah. So the other side of the bracket, Big takes on Immortal, and North takes on the hometown favorites, VP. So first one, Big Immortals. What do you think?
Гүү. Би баг 200-аад K сонгоолгосон баг. Нэг ч утга унгааж үзээгүй. Хамгийн үнэтэй нь $10 M4 Guardian л байсан баг.
And then of course we've got the hometown guys, Virtus Pro and North, and they have this crazy rivalry on social media going on right now. Right? Playing each other a lot. I mean, odds, fans, everyone probably thinks Virtus Pro is going to take the crowd all the way to the finals. But your thoughts on that? You think they can?
Бас нэг юм хайрцаг шиг юм уу Монгол бодох. Дотооч. Дотооч сайн мэдгүй. За. Gambit Fnatic нэр амар ойрхон байна. Fnatic одоо хизээч юм болчихсон. 10 минут гэж шүү дээ.
So then, if you look all the way to Sunday, you're taking on Virtus Pro in the finals? Yeah? All right. Fair enough. All right, any final words you want to say to
Би хайр зүг өнгөлөх талаар юу мэдэн дээ. За, эхний handicap. Gambit хасах 1.5. 367 гэж.
I just want to say thank you for sharing for us, even though we haven't done that good lately, and also I want to say Siama to all the Polish fans.
Thank you very much. Good luck to you.
За, 9 минутын дараа тоглолт эхэлнэ.
One of the legendary players in Counter-Strike Global Offensive, Olaf Meister, talking to Sir Scoots there, a man who has been every single playoff along the way. It doesn't matter where he's playing well or badly, always finds a
Defining moments.
the way to get to that top 8. And also, gents, it's the third consecutive major they faced Gambit in the quarterfinals.
That's quite surprising. Yeah, I mean, it's just...
Фанатку Gambit уу?
Gambit.
You also look at the last major.
Надад плей-офф болохоор ч юм уу? Фанатик шаачих юм шиг санагдаад.
Yeah. Cool little story there, but I don't think it's especially considering I think this Gambit as well is
Чатанд бичиг бол чиний бодол хүчингөө. Аа тэгэж.
That's where they've always kind of started in the past, but this one, if you have the Dren playing in this way, if you have
Эско бол тодорхой. Манай Эско Астрадасыг хошногын уурхан тодорхой. Мөрөцгүй байна да. Би байгаа бүх юмаа тавья биз. Надад $4 байна. Хамт айтам байхгүй юм. Би л харин плей-офф болцоо болохоор одоо фанатик арай өөр болох гэж боддог.
This team is a legendary team, Robin. It has incredible lineup for the four that they've got.
Hobbit. Ихний мап Gambit точно гэдэг.
With garage.
Gambit-аас 2.5 шээ. Хүн амир яолоод тахгүй. Фанатик 1.5.
You are really G.
Marka, go big or go home гэжтэй. Go big or go home гэжтэй. Яолоодчихоо. Яолоодчихоо guys. Юу гэж?
Яолоод дээр нь хувааж тавиад.
Юу хуваах вэ? Шуу шахах гэдэг чинь. Би өөрийнхөө $4 л яолоодох гэдэг юм л та. Юу гэж?
Нэгэн дээр нь яг бол $4 юм шиг.
Би бүр хүн амир яолоодох ч штэ. Би энэ дээр Gambit-ийг 2-0-д гэж яолоодох гэдэг. Тэгэх юм бол би $10 очих юм байна. Кэшэс
Gambit 2-0.
Фанатикийг 2-0-дох магадлал бол байгаа. Ягаад тэгэхээр Gambit 3-0-оор гарсан учраас давуугаа авах хэрэгтэй заяа. Давуу. Бам пикэн дээр биш үү те. Бам пик бам пик. Тэ тэгэхээр Gambit нэг мап бандаад
such highs in 2017 seeking
ер нь Inferno тоглох яасан. Inferno Cobble. Тэгээд Gambit overpass бол тоглохгүй. Nuke тоглохгүй.
CS:GO's most legendary core once more battle to a major final.
Gambit face. Шин юу унаадах юм бэ? Нэг амир муу. Үгүй Dota 2-оос ийм болсон юм биш те. Dota 2 major-сыг харин юм гэж бодож шүү дээ. Харин
Над
Юунд дээр хий байх гэж
шууд одоо байгаа дээр нь төвчихгүй.
би ямар ч гамбитыг 2-0 л гэж тавьчлаа. Угаасаа жижи. Гэшээс 2-0 юм бол 2-0 гэх юм бол би нэг $10 хойж болох.
Винт илүү юм шиг 350 төгрөг үү? Наач өөр юм.
Оо 350 үржүүлж авах байхгүй. Фанатик нь илүү байгаа.
Гамбит гэдэг шаава шааш.
Гамбит 2-0 гэж тавьчихсан. Угаасаа ёолож байгаа шүү дээ гэшээс.
Okay, we're hoping for more coordination during the game, has to be said, but the gents will find their way to their booths eventually. Slightly confusing because it is, of course, opposite the other side of the booth, so they'll get there eventually. I guess we should probably talk about Fnatic in the sense that they have to reach the final here if they want to promote that legacy that they had, with winning 2, winning 3.
Монголын хамгийн сайн интернет үү мэдэхгүй шүү дээ.
But it's a difficult road, this top half of the bracket.
Yeah, obviously the stretch of having to go through SK
Yeah,
Astralis
be
is a
bad.
big deal, but even more so, I mean, just getting there for this team would be huge at this point with everything that, you know, they've kind of gone through, all the struggles they've gone through. Just arriving at the finals would be phenomenal. I think it'd be sick if this was like the Fnatic that just for some reason just showed up like the old school Fnatic and just won the whole thing. I think it'd be great, but that next matchup, right? If they do happen to get through this one, that next matchup is going to be tough. That's going to be the roadblock.
Yeah, SK versus Astralis in the same side of the bracket as these two. On the other hand, Gambit have a little bit of a close streak here. We all know they come to an end eventually. Is this third time the charm?
I mean, possibly. The way they've been playing, yeah, they should. They have all the tools to make it further than quarters, but stopping them might also be a very dangerous Fnatic. A Fnatic that's been just very good throughout this group stages. A Fnatic that we really haven't seen at all this year.
What do you think that is? Major? Magic?
No, I think it's a little bit of both. I think that, I mean, the biggest thing that they were saying, especially with their playstyle, is mostly individual play, and with that comes, you need good communication, and you need good teamwork. And we've seen just small little things that Fnatic tends to do, and especially during their prime, just stuff that people aren't necessarily thinking of, and it's like really small things where, an example on Mirage, for example, Optimize comes off a ramp, he shoots once to just lure it was actually simple, he was luring Simple to watch a ramp, and then Fnatic have two players from Palace just insta-peeking, and then Simple is always watching a ramp. It's just very, very small things. The Fnatic has always been really good at inventing, essentially, and that's what makes them so deadly. And that with that, like I said, comes communication. And so far this tournament, they did say that was their main thing they have to work on. I definitely feel that they've improved drastically on that.
Is the problem also related to the fact that the teams in this kind of maybe 4 down to maybe 25 in the world are much closer than they've ever been before?
Sure.
I mean, in the sense that if you have a bad day, you're going to get beat by most of those teams.
I think we're starting to see more of those teams kind of do upsets in like the BO1s, right? And I think this is a Fnatic that we could have seen for the past 2 months, but I mean, there is a lot of truth to what JW said, where we get a little unlucky in some of the draws that they've had. I mean, they've been unlucky in the sense that they've won the games that they need to win in the past. And like a team like SK will get upset, or a team like, you know, Astralis will get upset, and then they end up having to face them to make it out of the groups, or be in some tiebreaker with, you know, SK and Envy at EPL finals. So it doesn't always in this system come down to, in some of these group stage systems, it doesn't always come down to how you win. It also matters who else is losing and who you're going to match up with at the end, and they've been very fortunate in that sense. So I think this is a Fnatic that we could have seen if they'd made it out of group stage in the past. I think if that pressure was removed a little bit ago, we could have seen like a very, very dangerous Fnatic coming into this major, and I think now we're just finally getting it.
JW's had a good tournament so far, Robin. Important player as ever, but is he the one that you want to see step up on a regular basis? Do you want to see some of the other guys, some of the big guns coming out and firing? We talked about Dennis's prowess in pistol rounds, for instance, but do you want to see more from the rest of the team?
I mean, their best player statistically for all the majors has always been Flusha, so it's Flusha that you're kind of looking into here. Hope that he's going to show up a little bit more in the playoffs. He did have some nice rounds, some nice clutches, and then the video of myself with Scott, best player in the world back in 2015. He was just so good individually. Just the fact that it's like, just opens up maps. Maps like training, we just run out T connector and you know, you just keep moving. And that's kind of like what we compare him to Coldzera to this day. It's like Coldzera is so dominant, and that's exactly what Optimize was back in 2015.
Why is he not there now?
It's unrealistic, I think, to imagine that he's going to be able to keep up that level. I mean, the tough thing was he was so good that we even said that this Fnatic team, no matter how much they were winning, no matter what event it was, like the conversation was always like, if Olaf ever just drops off even a little bit, like this team is going to be in trouble. And like we see it when he had the injury, he fell off, and so did Fnatic, and they struggled to get back to that level. If you weren't watching Counter-Strike in 2015, you missed a treat because the Olaf even does things that coldzera doesn't do right now. I mean, this is a guy where entire tactics were based on him. Like think Cobble. When Cobble first came out, teams like really didn't really know how to play when that beat. Like in some of the later iterations. And Fnatic just figured out just send Olaf on the platform, and he's going to get you 2 kills, like pretty much every single round. He's going to go, and no one could beat him. No one could outduel him. No one could outthink him in that kind of scenario. I mean, there was even an event. Flusha gave a post-game interview after a win, and he's like, "Yeah, we just gave a timeout, and we just said, Olaf, go kill people for us. Just go win us the game." Like that was their entire conversation during a timeout, and he went and did it. So it's just like this guy. If anyone is going to get back to that level, I think Olaf would be the biggest tree we could have. But obviously, you can't go wrong saying any name on that team.
Yeah, sure. Hearing that we're moving towards the getting their final settings together, so we do have a little bit of time to fill in. Robin, it's the ideal opportunity to talk about when you played against these guys. What was it like playing? I mean, it was 2014, 15. You had some of those matches against Olaf where he just went absolutely bonkers.
No, he definitely did.
How do you cope with the team when they do stuff like that?
It's really difficult, right? It's just even if you have you think you might have a really good idea on what they're doing, and one great example is JW, the way that his playstyle is. It's very random. When you watch the games, especially back in the day, you just felt that he played stupid. That was the mindset. It was just like he plays so stupid, but he makes it work. Right. Just random push, especially we see he's still notorious for that to this day with pushing, buying mag 7s, sawed-off shotguns, and just dropping everywhere and just playing really random. And even if you know what's going to happen, it's still extremely hard to play against. And when you have that. So if JW plays well, and especially for this tournament, it does open up quite a lot.
JW нь айгуу сайн байгаа шүү дээ. Энэ тэмцээнд флушаал жоох юм уу?
For me, back in 2015, he was the guy who essentially made this whole the best single player to hold bomb site, for example, on Inferno. Like just the fact that it's like didn't necessarily get all our kills, but just the fact that he kept on staying alive. He kept on delaying the push, so his teammates could come in and just save him. And that was something that during that era was really difficult to do, mainly because of the overpoweredness of flashes and molotovs. It's like you can't really play just a solo on a person's side anymore. It's really difficult. He kind of brought that back.
I can hear a tinge of annoyance in your voice as well, which means that you've suffered at the hands of
this lineup I've actually never lost. So I'm quite okay with that. That was the first.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, did
you play this lineup?
Yeah, their first lineup.
Энийг дото энэ мейж шиг тайлбарлаж байна. Амар гоё. Ууч дандаа ингээд хоёр зэрэгцүүлээ гаргаж байна.
But I might be very
so you're what, 1-0?
But he retired straight afterwards. Like, just like, that's it, I'm done. I've
going out on top,
achievement ticked off.
Yeah. No, but they are very hard to play against. I think that when this team is on fire, when this team is communicating well, and the teamwork's on point, they're just extremely deadly. I think they can beat anyone in this.
I mean, just to touch on what Robin kind of
spoke about. I mean,
this goes with a lot of different players. Whenever you're in a match against someone who's just going off the way that Olaf can, like, you're just like, what can we do? What do we call, like, he's going to be someone, we have to face him eventually. If we go at him, he's going to kill 2 or 3 of us. If we go away from him, he's going to come in and clutch the round. It just is like this kind of hopeless feeling. And it's funny because you heard some of that talking to Astralis after their SK game. They were just like, yeah, what are we going to do? coldzera had one of the games where he just
mouse acceleration, sensitivity 2. Game settings and
get on with it, I guess. I remember Anders commentating
crosshair-ыг шинээр туршиж байгаа болохоор энэ яг миний crosshair биш шүү.
And he said it was something like, I don't think JW even knows what he's going to do. So how the hell do they?
Oh shit! Sorry.
He's like the master of that.
Control
and then, I mean, back in the earlier days before the op nerf, and this is a long time ago, he was just unbeatable in that sense. And this is a team that like, has all these good players, but if you look at the way they're fit together, it's interesting because not a lot of teams can make this work.
Энэ хэсэг юу гэдгийг би бол яг үнэхээр сайн мэддэг. Ямар ч энэ болохоор олон короор рендер хийн гэсэн үг. Олон цөмжөө зэрэг ажиллана гэсэн үг. За эдрийг бол яадаг үнэхээр сайн мэддэг. Game settings нэг юм шүү.
Like Olaf, like Dennis, to be able to make plays across the map based off that information. They can rely on Crims to make the right decisions, stay alive to get them in better position. They can do so many different things, and it allows them to have the freedom to make the individual plays they like to make, and not a lot of teams can pull that off. It does require a high level of communication. communication. It does require a high level of individual skills, and we've seen teams try and replicate it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't always. It rarely works out the same way that Fnatic have done it in the past.
We talked about Zeus and we talked about Hobbit and Adren. Hobbit and Adren, by the way, both inside the top 10 on HL TV for this for the group stages at least.
Yep.
And we talked about the legendary status of Zeus as an in-game leader. What about Dozier? He seems to have been around for absolutely ever. I mean, I can't remember going to a tournament where I wasn't talking to him at some point in the future, whether it was 1.6.
Dozier. Тэгээ юунууд нээр Dozier гэдэг тий айгу ядаргатай. Клара чин мой ихнэр үстэй. What the fuck?
Whether it was Counter-Strike Global Offensive, he seems to have been around.
За чив шүү дээ.
One side. Pocket down. Side down. Flashing high again.
Солиотак. Согяа ак ямар үдэл?
Flashing high again.
Why? Swag нэр why юм сайн юм бэ те?
Oh my god.
Style гэ би ер нь бол миний яг өөрийнхөө style 5 байд.
Flashing high. Flashing high again.
Ooh, why? Oh my god. What are you doing? How did that work?
Хейзэдийн тийл авц. Асуулт өгч ш.
How?
Наави хүнээс солноо л гэж.
Сид дөөрөөс олидё гэсэн чинь.
Намайг аних хэвээр бол би аниулъя гэсэн юм байна. Уус сид дөөрөө суух шагаад байгаа юм чи. Зэлк чи юу лээ? Зэлк дөрөвдөр тоглодог. Хөдөлтөө ха?
Чи IG-д суух шаадаг гэсэн юм.
Гэ тийм л дээ. Гэхдээ сид тул IG-д сайн хийж чадахгүй шүү дээ. IG сайн байсан бол нав ингэж чацах царайлахгүй шүү дээ.
Нөгөө дөрөв нь сайн болж байгаа шүү дээ.
Тий, нөгөө дөрөв нь Эдвард бүр амар сайн байлаа саяны төвчөнд. Юу вэ? Эдвард хизээд юм байсан. 1-6 дээр л тийм байсан баг.
I mean, the funny thing is like both of these teams play like 6 maps, right? At least 6, but like they don't have like outside of
Oh. $480 дээр гацч үзэх яах вэ? YouTube дээр байгаа болов.
Контроос үзэж.
Би гол нь нөгөө статист яриаг сонсох гэдэг юм л та. Come on, бити гацалтаа. Friend Finder. Энэ өөр хөөрхөн бөгөөд. PGL Krakow дээр очих юм бол ингээд бүх амьтантай ингээд найзалж болно гэсэн үг байхгүй. Энэ Reddit дээр дамжуулж. Zeus яаж тэгж юм сонир тоглолт юм бол keyboard юу хоёроо бараг нийлүүлчихдэг юм шүү дээ Zeus. Маусаа яг юуныхаа нааталт. Юу. Яг keyboard-ныхоо бараг цааталт айгүй эвгүй ярилтай. Барьдаг. Яаж тэгж тоглох юм? Гоё гоц ингээ лоббинд ороод Dennis.
Don't push, please, don't push.
Fnatic haven't lost to Gambit this year.
At all? No. Actually,
With these lineups.
speaking of it, I would love for Gambit.
Would you?
Just a gamble, like you're saying, they've only played training in front of before, and it does sound like it's a pretty good idea on the gamble that they do on those maps. You know, and it's maps as well that really puts the strengths of Fnatic players. Especially on a map like training, you have JW, like I said. You have Orofmeister. You essentially have the dual up that you want, bring us good after that, deconnect the push. I just feel like it doesn't necessarily fit Gambit for cash. Gambit played at the DP on it, and also the Fnatic tonight was not necessarily what they really played.
Энэ үнийг TI дээр харж марах. Болоо штэ.
Gambit look at that. We understand how they play on all these maps. And then actually sometimes it goes completely different.
That's why I'm thinking that's why I put so much emphasis on the nuke thing. Is it would just be I just want to know if like Fnatic has that prepared just in general, or if it was just for Astralis, because I think that'd be a very cool way to kind of be able to play chicken with different teams in the veto process. Obviously, that's not. Not going to work in against an SK or an Astralis if they get there, but against Gambit, you might be able to do it. They haven't, like I said, they haven't played it in April since April, and it's not exactly a great match for them. So you could throw that in there, but I think the big thing for Fnatic is because they've got so many maps like that are like all around, like right around the same, like just average win rate, and you know maps that they're not great on, but they.
Фанатик нэр мап бол бодоод ч амар сайтай юм а тий. Бас нюк мүк тоглолцсон шийдэл л шүү дээ. Нюк сайн, Inferno сайн, Cage сайн, Mirage сайн, Trin гайгүй. Overpass нь сайн. Муу мап баг байдгүй шүү дээ. Тэгэхээр тэрэн дээр бүгдэн дээр нь бас бүр тийм амар төгс биш болохоор тэгээд Бүгцэг үе мейжерт хамгийн их тоглогдсон мап трэ бид юм шин. Марка? Тий. Би кабл гэж үздэг юм байна.
It's another one of those maps where I remember when Cobble was like a very popular. I think it was around like MLG. Was played so much in the group stages, just because it was. It's a map where you know we talk about all the time when Cobble comes up is you can't do a whole lot of aggression. It is a map that limits that. So if you're going into a group stage and you just want to be safe, train's another similar map. You can do CT aggression, but for the most part, teams can just sit back. And if all goes wrong, if they're getting destroyed, if they're down 8-0.
gaming.youtube.com
You can just sit back for 30 seconds, you can be safe, you can just watch the bushes and execute something and just pray it works. So there's a little bit of safety in that sense in the group stages.
I do remember that. Yeah, I think the
линк нь байна уу? Энд ихтэй цаанаасаа гацаад байгаа юм шиг санагдаад байна.
Also, Mirage and Inferno second most. You kind of expect that with the think it will switch around now when we're into the best of threes, because playing so much of Train and Inferno, teams will then know how the other teams are playing, so then maybe they want to move away from it.
No, I mean definitely, and on top of that, you only get one band in the
Playoffs
right?
preview.
So, we will definitely see a lot more variety, I'd say, in the playoffs compared.
Адрен. Хоёр багийн хамгийн сайн байгаа хоёр тоглогч Адрен JW ирлүүлгүй дээ. Хин байна? Адрен угаасаа нэгт Дицоны 66 ичл твэрээ солиот. Энэ солиот шүү. Амар. Би ерөөс олдгүй. Колд зэр. Йоо 158 гэх шиг амар байт. Пу, туприк шиж. Semi-lurker болгоцсон. Next. Хаван зааж. Next 136. Config. Төсөөлөг нэгт гэж байна. Фашаач Impact frag айгуу сая гэдсэн л та эсэр.
But is it like that at a major? Does it not have a
Big major гэж.
Listen, when you make 3 finals in a row, it's just boring. It's just boring, you know, the rub. They do. They do. It's just can we just skip all the games, just put me in the finals, so, you know.
Did anyone in your team get nervous? Was there anyone in particular? Because you all seem quite chilled all the time.
I think the interesting thing is I know a lot of players get nervous during pistol rounds, like the very first pistol round, and then once the game goes live, they kind of forget about it.
Because you can zone in then, can't you? You kind of like, your vision narrows to the screen and you kind of forget that you're even in a booth and there's even people there.
Right. And the other crazy thing is winning a clutch. Like if you win a one-on-one and your adrenaline gets pumping, that usually like initiates some nerves for like 20 seconds. Right. And to calm those down is that got me all the time.
Yeah. Did you have moments like literally where your hands were shaking, so your movement was slightly different, or was it not that exciting?
No, I don't think it
happened to play.
За одоо гайгүй хогшоос.
Never had to worry about the shaking hands thing. Steady.
Steady as you go.
Steady. Ron, were you shaky hands, sweaty palms? Any of these things?
I mean, after, like I said,
Чирхгүй мах тайм.
after clutch just when the adrenaline is pumping, I mean, heck, I could use the timer right afterwards. You know,
did that happen?
I'm not that young anymore. You know,
did that happen often, or?
Чаавас. 15 оноо гэж. Пүү. Юу лээ? Эхний хоёроо явж ирэх.
I'm trying to burn it. I just can't burn it. Like, how would you burn a man who's been in three major finals?
9:44. That's fine. You know, that's all good.
It was coming next. It was coming next.
In front of this Polish crowd as well.
Exactly. I've experienced. That's what I said. I experienced
having flashbacks.
Have you gone through the video with him? Has he dissected it for you?
What?
The 944 video?
Oh no, I haven't.
Get him to do that for you in the break. It's a terrific experience.
It is.
Robin basically breaks down where he was 44 times unlucky. We have the veto setting coming.
You know.
And Gambit are first. They've banned out Mirage, which we kind of expected, and Fnatic have gotten rid of Cash.
Yeah. And that's why.
Жоо хоцроод байгаа юм тий.
Fnatic, they're so smart. We are going to see a cobblestone PK.
Fnatic cobblestone.
I imagine it'd be cobblestone just because Fnatic doesn't play it. So I think that's actually the bigger risk, right? Because Cash isn't exactly a great Gambit map at the moment.
Тэр нь. Cash бандч юм шүү. Cash Mirage.
No, but I mean, Train is a map that Gambit's actually been very good on. I think they're coming into the major.
Fnatic одоо cobble юм уу нюклах бах та. Үгүй мөлөө. Нэр Promax дахт cobble дэрсэн. Одоо ямар юм бол?
This is all over the place.
This is crazy. Because Fnatic are going to be fine with that.
No, but I mean, Train is a map that Gambit's actually been very good on. I think they're coming into the major. They were 4-1 in their past 2 events.
Inferno.
Nearly Inferno. Pro on it, so they're going to be feeling very confident.
It's going to be a straight-out rematch here from DreamHack Summer. We could even potentially then see Newcastle third.
These are the only two maps these two teams have played this year. So they played each other. It's the only two maps.
So they're just very happy with it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
just
very
comfortable
sour. They've
matchup.
decided.
No one taking any risks. Gentlemen's agreement to pick all the same maps. That is very curious. Why Gambit wouldn't go towards Cobble considering they're so good on them?
Overpass Cobble юу хурвал.
Could be. Yeah, they very well could be. Factoring on Cobble finally coming through here, that's good from them. They haven't played that map, so I'm surprised they even floated out this far, obviously.
Yeah, same, and here as well.
I'd go for Overpass if I'm Gambit. I know Fnatic's better on it, but you have to trust in your own Overpass at a certain point, right?
Overpass awash.
Okay. That's a sick third map as well. If it gets to that, Fnatic showing some good things on it, but obviously, that's just kind of the brawl map, and that just means there's no huge favorite. And I guess they just looked at that. They look at Nuke and they just say we don't even want to mess with it. That's more of a comfort pit as Gambit just saying we're going to make sure that we're good on whichever map is the decider if we get the 3.
Fnatic hasn't played so far this map, so you don't necessarily know where we have them on that map.
And historically, this is a map, while we talked about Olaf and how
Миний тайлбар маш их хийж чадахгүй.
this is a map that they usually rely on.
Ийм сайн хоёр тайлбар хийж
It's
байгаа.
gone away. I think it's actually more JW now and his kind of aggression towards Ivy that is like the trademark of this train team. This is the map where he gets like the auto shotgun and gets close up to Ivy and just wrecks people. So will be kind of interesting to see how that's going to play out.
Yeah, and not sure where the plans are going right now, but presumably they'll be back fairly shortly. We know the maps now, I guess gives you a chance to be able to tell us and tell the world where you think this quarterfinal is going to go.
I feel like
Do you want a coin?
No, I feel like Gambit should have gambled here a little bit. I feel like it's a little bit safe picks, especially knowing for their sake that they haven't really beaten Fnatic on these maps. So I think it's Fnatic are more happy with how this beat went. It's the third one Overpass. Yeah, it could be a little bit dangerous. It goes to all 3 maps. But Train Inferno initially, I think it's Gambit's going to have a really tough time.
Yeah, I agree. I think there should have been even as I mentioned, I don't know why there's not like a Cobble pick right in that first pass. Like why right when take Cobble, which is your second best map, and actually it's right up there with Overpass. It's basically tied to be your first best map, and Fnatic doesn't play it. They're 0-1 on it. So take that one, just get a free win out of it. It feels like that could have been a huge opportunity for Gambit to go up 1-0, but they played safe, fair play. The issue is they haven't beat them at all. They've lost to twice on Inferno, once on Train already, so gonna be dangerous. But I think also if you're Gambit, you're looking at this like we didn't have a Dren playing at the level he's at this tournament. We didn't have this kind of boot camp that we've gone through has definitely raised the bar for these guys, raised their level of play. So they're just trusting in that.
Okay, we're going to find out some coach information now. So Scoots is on the main stage.
Thank you very much, Red Eye. I am Sir Scoots. I am joined by Jumpy, the coach of Fnatic. How you doing today?
I'm doing good.
All right, so we'll get to the vetoes and how you feel about that. I want to get a little historical stuff going first off. Obviously, there's big talk about this is a rematch from E-League, but in a way it really isn't. Sure, Gambit the exact same roster, but this is the old Fnatic roster back, right? 2 guys have left. The Godsend boys have come back after their brief vacation. So that, in your mind, probably resets it entirely, yeah?
Yeah, but we faced them at DreamHack Summer in Judging, and we beat them in the best of 3 there. So maybe this is like a rematch, but not a major rematch.
Now let's talk about, they had a 3-0 group, breezed right through, couple days off to chill, relax, practice. You guys, as I talked to Olaf Meister, never make it easy on yourselves. You went 3-2, you ended up getting out.
Sorry.
What did you do yesterday? How are you prepping versus them having more days off?
I think we prepped like for every match. We talked about the veto and it kind of got the way that we expected. So we feel good. I'm confident.
We talk a lot about motivation. Obviously, Fnatic's motivated to be back on top again, kind of the old crew back together, back champions back to back for some of them, all sorts of great stuff there. Zeus has added a new fire to Gambit. He's got this revenge motivation thing going against Na'Vi. He wants to do really well. And then you've got little old Adrian on that side. So how does your motivation and excitement get about theirs?
I think, just to play the players in a major is motivated by itself. And it's a great team we're facing and we want to take them down.
So they picked Train, you picked Inferno, you end up on Overpass. Kind of good maps for both of you. How are you feeling about how the way that went?
Cloud9 No chance of my friend low at the
felt good.
Flip side, Flip side in the major qualifier box shoot.
One last question for you. Let's say you're a fairly new fan to Counter-Strike, don't know either team too well. You're watching from home. Who are your players to watch from either team?
Jump it.
I think it's hard to say. In our team, I think everyone can show up and be the star of the game. And I think in Gambit, like everyone has been playing in the tournament, so it's a player to watch.
All right, thank you very much. Good luck. That's going to do it for us, Red Eye. Back to you guys at the desk.
Revenge all over the menu for this one. Whether it be DreamHack or previous majors, it is Fnatic versus Gambit. Going to get final thoughts from our pair of analysts right now. Robin, it's interesting what he said, Jumpy, there, because he said they expected Cobble. So that means they must have a plan for it then.
No, definitely. I mean, that hence the.
So they've mind gamed
ban.
them, haven't they? It's exactly what Jason was saying.
I'm glad he's confused because I am as well.
Because they've mind gamed themselves, Gambit,
I don't understand it. Why do teams do this to themselves? Why do they want to make it so difficult?
I don't know, but that's why Fnatic was so smart, right? Because like they said, they expected Cobblestone or they expected Train, and they were preparing for both of them. Hence the cash ban, right? And that's a map that I said in the beginning. It's like if it's open, Gambit should pick cash because Fnatic really hasn't been looking great on it. But instead, I feel like yes, they did.
They've gone away from a massive strength, essentially, for what feels like no reason.
This is a map that essentially made Gambit to who they are today, right? A map like Cobblestone, especially knowing that Fnatic doesn't necessarily play too much. I just feel like they're just making it harder for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, they're Cobble, they're 12-2 on it. To SK, and then Star Series, which again doesn't make a lot of sense, but that's where we are. Why don't you pick that map? But either way, let's get beyond that. We've had enough. Train being the first map. I'm done with it.
I want to go back to the aberration there. North American Counter-Strike winning on a map they shouldn't win.
That's what triggered him.
I mean, because he hasn't said anything bad about North American Counter-Strike in at least an hour and 20 minutes.
It's really not that surprising.
Fnatic багаараа
Kusta's on that team.
There it is.
Yep. Fair enough. Got nothing for that one, Rob.
Incoming flame.
I don't.
Oh yeah, I'm done. Yeah, my Twitter's.
Hammerhead said.
All right, let's bring in our commentary team for the first quarter-final of the day and say good morning, gents. How you doing?
Really well, thank you. Loving what they've done.
Not
They've made it a bit smart for us, haven't they?
Yeah, it's looking good. How are you feeling about this, Dan?
It's just absolutely perfect. It's just getting some amazing games. Obviously, the crowd in Poland is pretty legendary, so I'm pretty excited to see how that goes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
$1,000 because we couldn't see you spinning around in the lights in your short stand.
$1,000 thing. I don't know why. Catching on, is it?
Stick to the commentary. Take us into game number one.
Thank you very much, Paul. A big arena. It's almost full already in the first game of the live stage of this major. Quite looking forward to this matchup, Gambit versus Fnatic. I think stylistically this is really interesting. What are your thoughts, Dan?
Yeah, I think it's really difficult to prepare for either team, and that's I think why it's going to be really interesting.
Dan, this is a major. This is not FPS.
They want to move around the map. They do very unconventional and unorthodox things. Only they can do because they essentially say, you know, where one team might say, okay, guys, let's gather up over here, and you know, we've taken this bit of map control, and we'll attack together here. Fnatic will be like, oh, let's just push everywhere at once and take 5 different aim battles, and that's just the style that they have, and it's just very exciting. And you never know what to expect when you see Fnatic playing, and it seems like they've made this work once again because that was the style that just gave them so much dominance, so long ago.
Yeah, I think the key for Gambit is to work as a unit, whereas Fnatic are notorious for making individual plays, maybe sometimes all at the same time, to take a round or a map over the line. And obviously JW is going to be playing with confidence. They allow him free reign to make plays that don't make sense on paper. They're not logical, but they can win you a tournament. So it's going to be really interesting in that respect. Booths are quite nice as well. They're completely exposed to the public here, all directions. Nothing between them and people. So I am looking forward to this one.
Yeah, this setup is absolutely sexy, James. I'm loving it so far. And the other thing that's going to be really interesting is the fact that we have so many big game players, like big stage players, because there's so many. I mean, as it was covered on the desk, you've got just all of the Fnatic players, right? They're so experienced, and there's so much flair to their style, and they're a team that can really play off the crowd, as Gambit can as well. So for all the teams, it's so difficult to get to this point of the tournament where you get to play on the stage, but they've made it there. Now it's time for them to really show us what they're made of, and I mean, I'm just expecting to see crazy stuff, to be honest.
speaking of time, the 60-second countdown is very close to being activated. Just one player needs to ready up and we will be good to go. So it's time to make our GoTV picks for the first map of the first match here in the arena in Krakow. For those of you in GoTV.
Гүүр үзсэн гоё өстэй. За энийг янзлах хүлээгээрэй. Цаан.
I would probably say Olaf Meister and JW actually, just because it's train and I mean to be honest, you could really select anyone. It's basically a trick question.
Yeah, but I'm asking you to select someone then. So come on.
All right, I'll go Olaf.
Just Olaf Meister?
I believe in Olaf. The king is going to make his return.
All right, and Olaf Meister is quickly reconnecting to the server. He'll be back shortly, I'm sure. So many people here. Looking around the arena, we can see there's a Swedish corner, there's some Fnatic flags.
That is something that we were waiting to see, isn't it? It's just, I think I have no words for my expectations there. That's something where I just want to experience the sheer hype. I mean, it's legendary, isn't it? So, and they worked so hard for it too. It's just the story is just perfect. We have so many cool stories here. I mean, obviously the bracket is full of potential heartbreak as well in the way that the draw works, and also just seeing some of the newer teams too that will get to play on such a big stage. I mean, like Big, for example, that's an absolutely crazy result. But they've done so with incredibly impressive counter. They absolutely deserve it. So I'm loving the fact that we're getting some of the old stories and the new stories at the same time here. It's great.
Yeah, looking at the second half of the bracket, I really feel like almost anybody can make it to the semi-final or even final on that half of the bracket. Yeah. So I think in that respect it's going to be quite unexpected. Lots of Dozier fans in the crowd today. Nice to see that Adren brought a grill with him as well. As in an actual grill, not a girl. But the intro for him was cool. But let's not forget Dan's shorts. I think something of legend. 2 shots. As they say to ban in the box. Well then, the countdown has begun. We're 60 seconds away from the pistol round on train. So make sure you're ready.
So how do you feel with the whole map situation here, James? Do you think that one team is favoured, or is it just could it just go either way?
I think again, I mean,
it's hard to
say because for me, Gambits are more of a team unit, but Fnatic, depending on the opponent and I don't know, depending on if they're hitting their shots, their individual plays can take them over the line. So map.
Миний мөн камерыг яагаад дээрлэхэд байгаа юм бэ?
Wise, I think Gambit are comfortable, but Fnatic, you never really know just how strong they're going to hit and how Gambit will be able to deal with that. If Fnatic, if JW can get up to some shenanigans around Ivy on train, for example, and start pushing and doing some we've seen him do in the past. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they got nervous on a stage like this. It is game time.
Guys.
The pistol is about to begin. Fnatic will be starting on the CT side. They will be defending on the first map of this best of 3. Will be the aggressors. Here we go.
Just listen to that crowd. It is time. Fnatic, of course, going with the typical kit and smoke on Crims. Everybody else.
It's a false start.
Oh, it's all a tease. It's all a tease.
Just when you're ready to get mad hype as hell.
Okay, I'm
CTs
sure we'll get it back.
Still in CT, so everybody calm down. so Olofmeister is suffering an audio issue which is causing a delay here, so they will hopefully resolve that soon. We've had a few people have had issues with their in-ears in this tournament so far, so always good to bring spares. That deagle shot was really loud. Have to turn down our in-ears here. So hopefully his in-ears will be sorted out and they'll be good to go.
I can't take it, James. I can't take the tease.
Монгол цэцэр гэсэн чаад явж байна шүү дээ.
We stood up in our chairs and ready to get into this and denied.
F1-гээд арчмасан.
Yeah, this is really interesting to me because I feel like for Fnatic they've waited for so long to get to this moment. I think the last I'd say perhaps even years since when Fnatic started to fall off and then they switched players around and we had all the Swedish shuffles. I think there was like a really big like humbling period for a lot of these players, and then they started to reappreciate what they had and all the success that they had that seemed to come so easily for them. And it seems like forever that we've seen them now in this position, sort of comfortable. They've re-innovated their style, and they're a more mature team, more experienced team, and very ready for this. And as you said with Gambit, it's hard to know what to expect from them on the big stage. And again, it's you have a bunch of very experienced players there, so I've no doubt they have something special saved for this. And of course, both teams had time to prepare for one another as well, so we might see some shenanigans.
Yeah, we just saw Mo on your screens there for a brief time, and you get a lot of
especially
when it's time for land. But Mo is an explosive author, so we can't forget about him. And the Orcs, I'm sure, will be coming into play during this map and this series.
Ямар муу харагдсан бэ те? Манай Молов яаж?
So Olofmeister having some frustration there with his in-ears.
Yeah, the AWP is really interesting. Obviously, that's one of the things that makes Fnatic quite dangerous, because you have pretty much everyone who can basically pick up an AWP at any moment and do something, make a play with it. And obviously, this map is very interesting from that perspective on the T side. Originally, way back when Olofmeister made it, very famous. The aggressive play style very famous when he was considered the best player in the game at that time. He was one of the reasons was he could just run a T side, get a 30 bomb away by just playing very aggressively, basically winning games by himself. And we've seen glimpses of that form come back with Olofmeister, and this would really be, of course, the perfect time to see that once again. So I feel like this is really a perfect map for us to start off with these two teams.
Is he good to go? Looks like he might be.
Looking
forward to seeing Dennis on these pistol rounds. Infamously consistent on the pistols is Dennis.
Yep.
Again, he'll be looking for
өнөр миний 5 жилийн ветеран койн удахгүй ирж байгаа шүү. Удахгүй гэж 5 жил 7 сар. Одоо бараг богцсон байх хэрэгтэй.
I love watching him through all the matches that Fnatic played, because there's so many spots where he's just laughing, just super happy laughing in all these scenarios. It's like everything's like a joke to Dennis, and that's quite funny. If you see how scary he is on the server, and whenever he win a clutch, you just see him just like smiling with his teammates and having a good old time, and just keeping the spirits up. And that's very important in a team game like this, having those players that just bring just so much positivity to the team, and Dennis is certainly one of those.
Yeah, looking towards the... I mean, there's more to the story now. We've seen a lot of talk about the existing Na'Vi team, and lots of rumours swelling out to that one as well. Does Zeus perhaps go back to Gambit? I mean, what if they are eliminated at this stage? What if they make the final? What if they go further than that? Lots of things are possible here. I think this is one of the most open playoff brackets that I've seen at a major. I mean, partly thanks to the fact that SK and Astralis are playing each other in the very first round, but there's a lot of opportunity for many teams. So like if he is in the mix as a potential player to go the way of Na'Vi, then where is the line where if they go beyond this point, then it's less likely? I don't know. Lots at stake here.
Yeah, imagine how good it must feel for Zeus. Not playing in that Na'Vi lineup. That was obviously a very hard time in his career, having spent so much time with him. Then to basically say, you know what, I still have the hunger, I still have the will to win. I'm gonna find a ragtag team, and just bring them up to be able to win a major. And look how far he's come. That is quite a storyline. Zeus is definitely one hell of a guy. That's for sure.
Yeah, and it's hard not to like the Gambit team and what they've.
Манай мөн Zeus-ийг ансан тэгээд одоо навыг байгаа байдлыг харцгаа.
Still waiting for Olof to rejoin the server at the moment. See Gambit wondering what's going on the other side. And maybe this gives the players some more time to get used to how exposed they are. You've seen the jump shots going through the ceiling into the booths. Really nice shots with all the player screens whirring in the backgrounds. And that is the very big trophy that they are fighting for.
I hope the team that wins it can lift it, James. Sometimes that's what I worry about. You know, okay, can you get that trophy in the air?
Yeah, our trophy is pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the heavier ones. So some extra moments for Gambit to talk amongst them. What's he doing?
Надтай Gambit-ийг дэмжиж байгаа хэдэн хүн байна?
Good spirits in the Gambit side. And it's good that they're able to do that. This kind of thing might irritate some teams.
You were thought, right?
Those of you with the hottest girlfriends in esports, I think it's reasonable to say. These pistol rounds, infamously consistent on the pistols is Dennis.
Yep.
Again, he'll be looking.
So it's like there's still some issues, but is Olof back on the server? Do we have him back on the server? No.
I'll play. I'll do it.
Hey, I think you know, maybe you'll get a chance, James. Maybe you'll get a chance.
I don't know any Swedish, but you know. Just it's fine. It's fine. I'll do it. I'm in there. I've got my gear. I've always got my gear. Always.
Тэгэхээр ч муух.
So his game does not appear to be open.
Олофын нэг ч ажиллахгүй байна л гэж.
And perhaps it's a case of channeling the audio.
X-ийн эрдэнэт нэг үг өгдөө шүү дээ. Скриншот байхгүй бол болоогүй гэж тооцноо гэдэг. Скриншот явуул.
You should get in there, James.
But we'll be getting in there tomorrow. I don't think they've announced the teams for the show match.
Yeah, it just dawned on me earlier that.
But the important things are that Yanko and I are on opposite teams, and I've promised him that he's going to get knifed. You know, these are the key takeaways from the show match coming tomorrow. We are, before this match gets underway, while these issues are looked at, we are going to have a look at a major forecast video. Take a look at this.
Юун дээр $1000 тавьсан? Gambit дээр $1000 тавьсан юу? Одоо сайхан хамт дэмжээ суучлаа. Энд дээр линк явуулж болохгүй нэ, тэ? Энэ хоёрын дуу яарч юу? Voice caster scale. Энэ одоо ямар сонир тохиргоо бэ? За хэдийг хожих юм? Бараг 1000-аас илүү хожиж гин үгүй юу? 1000-ыг тавьсан юм чинь.
Them to basically say, you know what, I still have the hunger, I still have the will to win. I'm going to find a team, a ragtag team, and just bring them up.
They're really hungry to get that #1 spot. This is going to be the most the highest competition ever on a major for sure. The 50 is going to be one of the hottest ones.
Ийм гараад байгаа биз дээ. Хэдэн минут гэж юу? Оо. Хойшлогдсон юм шиг байна уу? Одоо хойшлогдчих юу хаа зүгээр. All of нөгөө нэг чихвчийн янзлтал. За чай болоорой. Энийг үзег юм шүү дээ.
My first touch with CS was in 2000 year when my parents have an internet cafe. I was 7 years old then, back in the days. So for me it was more like just fun. I was playing Counter-Strike with shotguns or SMGs. It was like more like running and just taking fun with friends.
Bardzo wcześnie rozpoczął przygodę z komputerem. Już jako dwulatek grał z bratem i
Эцнүүдийн хүүхдүүд л ер нь контр тоглох тийм пол хүмүүсээс.
Parents didn't allow me playing that much computer that I want, but I really understand them because the times when I was playing it wasn't that like today that we can get a job or get good salary from it.
Kiedy Janusz zaczynał grać w Counter-Strike'a, nie byłem z tego zadowolony, ponieważ zarywał noce, był, że tak powiem, zbyt zajęty tym. Natomiast po jakimś czasie widzę, że to przyniosło efekty, tak jak mówiłem wcześniej, był uparty i dążył do celu. Teraz jestem bardzo zadowolony i szczęśliwy, że tak mu dobrze poszło.
Zawsze z Jankiem od małego graliśmy w piłkę, do tego oczywiście jeszcze był CS, robiliśmy i to praktycznie non-stop i to w sumie było nasze
Тийм бахаар снакс аягуулсаа хөлбөмбөг төглөөдсөн
If I'm not playing Counter-Strike, the thing I always like to do is soccer. I always like playing or even watching Champions League or other stuff or other leagues.
Z Januszem co piątek gramy w piłkę, tak, staramy się jakoś podtrzymać tą formę. Oczywiście tutaj też nie biegamy tyle za piłką co w dzieciństwie, tak, no bo teraz oczywiście mamy więcej na głowie, jesteśmy dorośli, ale staramy się kopać w tą piłkę, więc myślę, że jest ok.
Lubił również grać w darta. Miał talent do tej gry. Tam nauczył się opanowania stresu, opanowania nerwów, jak również walki do ostatniej rzutki. Grał przeciwko dużo starszym zawodnikom i bardziej doświadczonym. Porażki go nie przerażały.
My history with darts started because my parents were playing, so I just wanted to be like my parents, and I pretty liked the game. It was quite hard game. You need to like training all the time, all day, and so it was the first competition for me. So I think it helps me a lot in the future this year.
Z Januszem graliśmy razem w jednej drużynie w darta, w drużynie, która się nazywała HGW przez 3 lata. Nawet niezłe osiągnięcia, w pewnym momencie osiągnęliśmy 3. miejsce drużynowo.
Dartsi medal zedalтай амар гоё гэдэг.
No, mówiąc szczerze, to Janusz jest taką samą osobą w grze, jak i w życiu. No, jest pewny siebie, wie co robi. Nie miesza mu się po głowie, jest poukładany, więc myślę, że tak bym go mógł w sumie opisać, tak? No i w grze i w życiu jest identyczny. No, czuję się od niego taką pewność, no. Jakieś tam, nie wiem, wariacje dziwne, jakieś zagrywki, tylko po prostu twardo stąpa po ziemi i to też nie przekłada się na jego grę.
When I joined the team, the Virtus Pro, I was very happy and excited. But also in one way, I knew it was gonna happen someday because I were always 100% focused on this and I wanted it so much.
Jako ojciec jestem bardzo dumny z tego, co mój syn osiągnął i cieszę się, że mu tak dobrze idzie.
About the major in Krakow, I'm aiming for the first place, of course. It matters for me so much. It's in my city. There will be a lot of my friends, and my parents as well. A lot of people I know. So it's so much important for me, and I want to win. Tym razem nie oddamy tego pucharu i zdobędziemy go za wszelką cenę.
Hello everybody and welcome to On the Bench. I am currently sat beside Neo from VP. Neo, how is it going?
It's going great so far. Hi, by the way.
We are calling this On the Bench, but something so special about this team is that you guys haven't put anybody on the bench for so long. How long exactly have you guys been playing together, even from the initial stage? Because I think it was originally you and Taz from way back when you were kids. There's a famous picture online. To now, where you guys have, I think you're still the longest running team in your current roster.
Yeah, actually, with like a month ago, we've been counting how long we've been playing together with that lineup, and we found out this is the longest lineup we've ever had. Like the original Golden Five that was created in 2006, we've been playing together for like 3.5 years, and now it's already 4. So yeah, we've never been that together for that long. And I've been playing with Taz since 2004, and that's just crazy. Pasha joined us in 2010, so we're like family.
How many majors have you been to so far?
I haven't been counting, but a lot. I think we've missed 1 major, and then we've had the Legends status on all of them, I think.
Yeah, and going on from that, now that you've done so many and you've competed at so many large-scale tournaments, and being the team that you guys are, who've been together for so long, can it get repetitive? Can you sometimes not be as well prepared, or is it the other side of things where you're still as motivated as ever?
Probably there's a lot of different stages we're going through. There's been sometimes, of course, we haven't been perfectly prepared, or sometimes...
We've got a little guest. I heard him sneaking up there. We don't have any nuts, I'm afraid.
Nope.
Alright, and he's off.
Alright, yeah.
And how long, like how far do you think you guys can go from here? Like the amount of time that you guys have already competed and spent together is one of the highest in the whole scene. Like how much longer do you see yourself playing?
Well, since like almost 10 years I've been saying like it's last 3 years and it's like repeatedly coming back, and I just stopped thinking about when is the end. I just enjoy the moment, and then I'm just being happy that I'm still here.
So Snacks is getting to play here in his hometown. You're from Poznan, correct? So what's it like for you these days when you go home to get recognised? Like how is it just generally when you're back home?
It has changed a lot. People our age got their kids play games, and their parents still play, or dads, or whatever. So there's more and more people being into esports, and then right now it's like, yeah, whenever I go out, there's someone who recognizes me. So it's really fun. It's not that much, but it's still there, and then it's funny to me. It's like, you know, playing games and becoming famous in some way. So it's really fun.
Neo, I'd like to leave any final words with you if you'd like to say anything to all the people watching, all your fans.
Well, we've been struggling. Everyone knows that, and then I would just like to thank everyone that's been still here with us until now, and still supporting and believing that we can come back stronger.
Thank you so much, Neo, for your time. Everybody, this has been On the Bench, but I hope that you stay off it for many, many years to come.
Thanks.
Roger.
Well, I would say the favorites are like SK, Astralis and FaZe. Obviously a team like G2 is not even a legend, it's also really dangerous. I think those teams are like the teams you would least want to play.
SK, FaZe and Astralis, who are showing really good CS from months and
SK, FaZe, Astralis гэсэн. FaZe нь цоодосоо болторцсон байдаг шүү.
For sure. SK, they're on form. FaZe, they're looking really good. Astralis will get better even in 2 or 3 weeks, even better than now. So Virtus Pro gonna be again great, I'm sure. So it will be really hard. Also teams like Gambit and every other team which are already qualified, Fnatic, they're all looking better now.
FaZe, we have Astralis, we have SK, and at majors, Virtus Pro is always playing like out of their mind.
FaZe, Astralis and SK who are like the top 3 at the moment, and then like the underdogs, or how to say, black horses for them is just Navi, Gambit and so on, and they are like really good teams as well compared to many others who are in the major.
There's a lot of teams that is up and coming right now, and there's no team that you can really underestimate. For example, I think teams like Fnatic and SK, even though they're still kind of at the top right now, they're not really number 1 or number 2. All these teams are still competing, and they're really hungry to get that number 1 spot. This is gonna be the most like the highest competition ever on a major for sure. Definitely is gonna be one of the hardest one.
So still яг үнэн боллоо шүү дээ. Highest competition. Team intro Fnatic. Энэ винийг нь үзээгүй юм шүү дээ. Shit. PW.
4 of their players have won multiple majors playing together. JW and Flusha are the game's most decorated names. Olaf and Krims are the best duo in history. Yet, Fnatic have struggled to hit such highs in 2017. Seeking to recapture their powerful play of last year, they rely upon talent and team play to win their rounds. Will CSGO's most legendary core once more battle to a major final?
Солиотой. Хүй. Эхлэх гээд байна уу юу? Контрол гараад байж гараа guys. Шалгадахъя. Адмон go гинэ. За эхлэх болцсон юм шиг биш үү guys. Ер нь бол эхлэх төгссөн байна. Харин team ер нь бол стратеги санаанд орлого явуулсан баг FaZe л. Torrens Chronicles Cloud9. За стрим дээр эхлэх болохоор бид нар жоохон хугацаа авах шиг байна юм чи.
Leader Zeus is a legend in the CIS scene, having won numerous majors in CS 1.6, but a CSGO major has thus far eluded him. Following his dismissal from Na'Vi, the team he founded, the king of slow-paced CS, is looking to bring his band of misfits to a deep finish. Youngsters Hobbit and Mao are steadied by the rock-solid consistency of Adrian. And this team is never one to be trifled with.
Юу гэн. За эхэлжтэй шүү дээ. Баярлалаа guys. Миний контр гацчлаа. Shit юм аа.
Here's some sound cues moving back, raising the alarm, and Flush is rotating around a connector position, but Gambit, they've slowed down. Olaf Meister not waiting around, going for a push through Ivy to find the information.
За Olaf ятагаар дайрч ийн л гэж.
Be fast enough because now the team's looking to move in.
Yeah, it's a nice setup actually, I think, between the Fnatic players here. The fast rotation from Crimson's coming in as well. Looks like they know what's going on. Now they're having a real struggle to get in. Gambit with a fantastic pistol so far. No, actually going the way of Fnatic. That's a really big problem for them because now the Gambit's not denied. Dozy, I can't believe he's going for it already, James.
Давай. Усилили чехи. На то усилил. На то усилил.
Finish things off in the pistol round. I like the value play from Dozier, looking for the knife, and again, it's good. It's a good psychological advantage for the first round of a best-of-3 series. The pistol goes to Gambit. Let's see what the choice of Fnatic is. Fnatic, a team where anyone can pick up a sniper rifle. JW made some money with 2 kills there. He hasn't bought anything. $2,000 in the bank, so they're definitely going to want to start with sniper. Rest of the team, though, on the 4th buys. That is disgusting behavior.
And this is something that Gambit are going to be very strong at pulling off, is these rounds when you're facing the pistols. As you said, Gambit, they play as a unit. They've got great leadership, and they know what to expect when they're up against a team like Fnatic in this position. So let's see how this goes. Looks like they are committing themselves into that B-bomb site, and they have a few Molotovs to assist them as well as the regular utility you come to expect, such as smokes and flashes. And here they go, Hobbit, first man in, that's his job in the Mac 10, looking to find out the information. I love the angle he's taken to try to clear the site. Really, really lovely approach here from Gambit, and it's going to work out quite well. Fnatic, a small response from Flusher, but the bomb is down.
Weird rotation from Olofmeister, but his crosshair is all over the shop. And now Olofmeister's picked up an SMG, swiftly taken away though by Adren. Flusher's managed to get himself a Mac 10. It's a 2-on-3. There's more damage to be done. But Gambit, they've got 2 Molotovs. They can simply hold the high ground. It's very unlikely that Fnatic are going to be able to do anything about these Molotovs. So Gambit don't need to engage on the low ground. That's it's useful fish for something more from the rounds. I'll not quite get it. 2-0 Gambits.
Very well handled round indeed, and I'm sure that's something we should come to expect from Gambit Esports as things do progress here. And Fnatic only able to steal away a Mac 10 there. Obviously they were able to do some damage, but I think Gambit will be more than happy surviving with 3 players there and only conceding a Mac 10. So again, nothing really to worry about there. They've all got helmets and so on. The Mac 10 is going to be hard to use, but it is actually in the hands of Olofmeister. So I'm curious to see how he's going to try to get value out of it in this round. He doesn't have any Kevlar to play with. It's just Flusher who saved Kevlar from the previous round. So Fnatic, they don't have too much expectation in this one. Maybe getting a couple kills would be a good result, but beyond that, it will be very difficult against the likes of Gambit in this position.
It's interesting that JW's gone for a full double eco. He's got $4,000, and if he's playing towards the IB position, it might be because he needs utility to slow things down with smoke grenades and the like, whereas often AWPers will be content moving forward without that. He's got $600 more than you'd normally have in a round such as this. Now the push comes in from Gambit, looking for another good eco. Hobbit is very exposed, and surely he's going to go down. He's in there at 20 HP, trying to get out of there. Indeed, he will be able to back off. And Mo can take up the angle. Bomb planted, Olofmeister moving through the A site. The remainder of Fnatic in B.
Again, another round with great movement from Gambit. Great use of utility. Very disciplined play. Starting things off in such a composed manner definitely goes well for them. Ooh, that's a bit cheeky, isn't it? Olofmeister with a long-range headshot there. That's some additional damage done, and looks like Dozy will be able to handle Olofmeister, take him out of the picture. Flusher, though, looking to save that Kevlar of his and the CZ potentially. Maybe a sneaky frag, but no, denied by Zeus ultimately as we move in to Fnatic's first buy round.
I think he was trying to pick up the weapon, which the bomb would have sent his way, but he was denied by Zeus. Good presence of mind, good awareness by Zeus. In those situations, if a weapon has been dropped, then you need to keep an eye on it because it will be seeked out by the opponents. So indeed, JW with AWP, full armor, and he's got his all-important smoke grenade. So we'll see where he heads to. Zeus quickly into the A site, and Mo can hold some angles for him. It's common for a player to be up the ladder towards the Ivy position on the CT side. Can sometimes see Device playing from there, maybe he will later on. But for now, it's Fnatic on the CT side. 4 M4s, the sniper onto JW, playing in the connector position for the time being, and you can see he's been boosted up as well.
Yeah, Fnatic taking this very slowly for sure, just really trying to see how Gambit wants to play this. What is the pace of their T side? So a lot of information to be gathered in that sense here for Fnatic, so they don't want to get too aggressive too soon. Rather, it's better to test Gambit's offense, and should Gambit decide to go for a set-piece execution onto the A site, which is quite likely usually, and again, that would be a test for Gambit. Okay, you know, how well is this going to work for us against one of Fnatic's setups, and the same for Fnatic. They get to test out, okay, how well are we holding these pushes, because it's one of the most common strategies you'll see, and you can see that Fnatic aren't giving up any picks or looking for any picks really, so Fnatic are running the clock down and forcing Gambit essentially to go for this set piece at some point, but there's only 30 seconds left and they still haven't got the bomb, and they're not really in position to attack just yet. It's just Zeus who's in a forward position. The rest of the team needs to get to the there's only 20 seconds left.
Yeah, they played the slow game and it really hasn't worked out. They were looking maybe for an opening from Fnatic, but there's an opening. They're kicking things off towards the A side, and that's the bomb drops. 14 seconds. What do you even do, Gambit? You go for the save in this situation. It's goes to your left, picking up an M4. Can he get any damage done? Any more damage? Doesn't seem so. Apparently Gambit had a hard read that they would get an entry. Maybe because of Zeus's position they waited, but it ended up being a wait that was too long. Nobody came.
I do really like that idea from Gambit too, because perhaps you could be in this situation where maybe a team like Fnatic, you could maybe see them getting a bit antsy if there's a lot of time, you know, that's being killed on the clock. Maybe they want to see some action. Maybe they will overextend somewhere. But credit to Fnatic, holding their nerve completely, very composed, very disciplined. They had a game plan, an idea of how to approach that round. They stuck to it all the way to the end. And to see Crim's already getting a trio of frags, that's a very good sign for Fnatic, the rock of the team perhaps.
Look at the difference now. JW, last round he was over towards Connector. A nasty surprise from his boosted position. And now he finds himself towards B. So it looks like JW is going to be all over the place, and Fnatic are going to try and keep him as unexpected as possible. And I think normally you would expect him around the Ivy position, but it's Olofmeister for now. Gambit with 2 players going for the running jump. Maybe in case there's a second door, something they'll need to identify as this round proceeds. 1 minute 10 for Gambit.
Interesting that there's 3 players around Ali here for the Fnatic side at the moment. Well, there was 3. Now there's still, having 2 players there is still quite a lot of attention put onto that position. Looks like they might be thinking of making a play here to try to retake this position and gain some information in the process. Olofmeister making life very annoying. Again, if Gambit were to try to go for this triple-pronged attack onto the A site, to play aggressively like Olofmeister just did, putting a forward smoke down there, really slows Gambit down and delays their timing, because they want to come in with everybody at once. And Olofmeister sat here holding them off, but we've got Hobbit there making a kill towards Inner. That should go a long way here, and it's going to cue another play coming in as Flush is able to defend there. Very important for Fnatic, but again, 25 seconds left, and the bomb needs to make its way to that A site.
Bomb around E-Box, and Fnatic has read that it's going to be an A play. Crims is around for JW as well. 2 kills for JW, Bomb is on the floor. Caught with his knife out, but the time is with Fnatic. 3 versus 1 now, as Zeus wonders what could have been in this round. Trying to escape, he won't be allowed to. Another kill, 3 kills for JW, and that's a good start for Fnatic. JW is rotating everywhere. He's played in 5 rounds, he's been in Connector, he's been over towards B, and rotated towards the Ivy position, and then back on the bomb train. JW is all over the place, and that's going to be hard for Gambit to deal with.
And the one thing that could be worrying for Gambit now is whether Fnatic are able to essentially get in their heads and read what kind of pace they're going to run. Because we just saw a bunch of slow rounds that really did not work out for Gambit. So Fnatic have to be expecting fast play now, because Gambit have to change something. So I wouldn't be too surprised if Fnatic do alter their setup to account for that. But of course here they understand that Gambit can't have too much for pistols, but maybe pistols is all that's required. Adren with a great shot there as Flush are dead, but how much more can they really get out of this?
The numbers game towards the B bomb site. Flashbangs will force the heads of his position. He's the only person though with a really strong gun at the moment. There is a 15 play, but Adren with the deagle has to do more. Hobbit, Dozier taken down, no rifles for Gambit to collect. All their kills have been long range, and Fnatic will return in kind of the long range kills, leaving Mo alone, looking for a flank. Olof might have to read on it. The Glock was never going to get done much done in that situation. Fnatic prevail. Some flashy kills, but the round goes the way of the Swedes.
And the crazy thing is, the amount of damage they did, again, you know, the 2 kills with the Deagle, that's actually, if you consider the investment, like you said, there was only one good weapon, actually, as far as the pistols were concerned, and they got actually an insanely good result for Gambit. And now the score is all tied up, 3 to Gambit, 3 to Fnatic, and we get the buy in once again. We've got Mo on the AWP. Now, this is the interesting situation. Will we see Gambit change the pace? Will they go for a very fast play? That is what I'll be looking for here in this round. We've got double off for Fnatic, mixing things up there, Mo. Unable to find a quick pick there from the team main area.
Interestingly, Gambit were looking out for a potential second AWP in a previous round when they lost one of their own, and now the nasty surprise is here. There are flashbangs for this position. JW, I think he gets a kill there 9 times out of 10, but not on this occasion. Dennis is going to be a nasty surprise. Saw Dozier drawing his gun very late. Free kill for the Swedes.
And you can see Gambit are trying to go fast into B, but then that forward frag from Dennis really creates a horrible situation, because now they have to adapt. They can't just force the play. Now that Fnatic have the information, they've got that first pick, they've got the rotation in. So it's back to the drawing board in this round for Gambit, and not only are they back to the drawing board, they're doing it so with 1 player less. So it's going to be very tough for them to get in here, and they don't have a huge amount of grenades either, so this will be quite the struggle for Gambit. And Fnatic with those double orbs is very scary.
Olofmeister has gone for his second push through Ivy of the round. This time it will yield a kill onto Mo. Gambit are looking very disorganized at the moment. They don't seem to know what they want to do. So they've had one issue, and now they're in a really nasty situation where they've got no map control, and they're trying to re-establish it. And now the bomb is on its own with 30 seconds remaining. 2 players towards the B bomb site. They don't have the personnel to defend in this situation. So JW and Dennis will duel with them on the B bomb site. Dennis taken down, but JW finally gets the close range kills towards B.
A great little play. They're getting out of harm's way with the flashbang. JW still causing huge problems there on the bomb train. Crims will pick up the kill onto Adrena Zeus now. There's nothing really much he can do with 10 seconds left and an AWP and no friends to play off of. So again, just as you say, you know, Gambit, they kept trying to make plays here, and Fnatic is so... Their progressions have been so well timed. Able to just, you know, be in the heads of Gambit, just get the right player in the right position, get that bit of information, get that pick off. Has to completely change the round for Gambit. Fnatic reading it really well, understand where to take the next aggression.
It seems like a false start for Gambit.
Yes, absolutely. It's their initial approach is not panning out so well at all.
Ignoring the pistol, it's 4-0 to Fnatic.
Oh, surely
at the moment in the business part. What do you see, Dan? What's going on?
Do we have 3 orbs? We have 3 orbs on Fnatic, James. The triple orb special.
Train must be the most viable map in the map pool at the moment to have 3 orbs on. Quite the change. So Gambit, they don't have the money. This is a buy between the buys for Gambit. The point is, Gambit have enough to cause problems to Fnatic. They've got smoke grenades as well. If they get into close quarters, then those 2 M4s are going to have a lot of work to do. These kind of rounds can really fall apart for a team with more than 2 sniper rifles on their side, but most of the time it does work out. We'll see how it works on this occasion. It seems it will be the execute into the A site. We saw Cloud9 have some nice counters to this play. We'll see if Fnatic can pick that up, or if they've got other ideas.
And they should be expecting this as well. You can see JW's got a great angle here. You can look over the smoke. That flashbang was perfect there. He would have covered the approach from Adren, but perhaps not good enough. JW still on top of things. But the bomb will make its way quickly towards B. A very cheeky fake coming in here from the Gambit side, and this works. It's given them a plant, but Dennis, he's going to be on his mark as well with the AWP. JW indeed will be falling victim to the close range of that Tech 9 from Hobbit as he tries to push the issue around the train. Another frag.
Oh, Hobbit!
Oh my goodness, Hobbit with 3. And there's problems now here for Fnatic. 2 versus 2, as suddenly we get Crims answering back, but Dozier, he's had so much time to position here. Will Fnatic read this?
Olofmeister has 1 HP. There's opportunity for him. They could go for a smoke defuse attempt. There's tons of utility here for Fnatic. And it's Olofmeister with 1 HP to try and defuse the bomb. It's not going to work out. Is there time for Crims? It's going to be a close one, Dan. It's going to be a close one, but I think they just might do it.
Yeah.
You heard the beat there. You heard the beat. And, you know, before the round started, we spoke about how you can have problems with three AWPs, but I don't think that was necessarily the issue. Fnatic had a full 5-man rotation into A. 2 Gambit players made it into B with no one there to defend it whatsoever. There was no one there.
It's amazing, isn't it? It's so funny because Fnatic, who have so far been predicting Gambit, I think, quite well. I think, as you say, James, they thought they were absolutely convinced it was going to be just an A commitment. So such a smart timing for a fake there from Gambit. Perhaps that can bounce them back into this one, as you pointed out, is Fnatic with all the momentum until that round. So it could be quite. Just taking some early map control, but being fairly passive. Perhaps afraid that Fnatic might decide now to throw in a spanner to the works and get some aggression going on early. But Fnatic still playing quite passively overall, and their aggressions on the CT side have been very measured.
That round has annihilated the money of the CT side. Gambit opportunity knocks for them, but the first task for the Gambit side is to do something before there are 30 seconds remaining, and that hasn't been happening in these rounds. There's been a lot of waiting around, and then yes, you will wait for the C2 utility to be used. But look at this, there's a minute on the clock. There are 3 smokes here for the CT side. GW doesn't get an engagement on that occasion, but Chris definitely will do. Around the pop, there's 2 man straight up for him, looking for the third. He's seen the bomb though, and indeed it's going to be another full rotation. Only Dozier remains. Not enough damage done by Gambit.
Awesome defense there from Fnatic, and one thing that's also really amazing from Gambit is these flashes of theirs. They have obviously drilled the hell out of these offensives, because we saw JW there. He's got an aggressive deep angle. Looks like it's going to catch somebody off guard. That's the whole point of it. But there's a flashbang for that. Gambit very well prepared here. But again, that's the danger of a team like Fnatic. These guys are just individually absolute monsters, and that's what Gambit are going to have to try to deal with. They have to slay the monsters of Fnatic.
It almost feels like Gambit are trying to avoid playing the style of game that Fnatic wants to play, but they're just not getting enough done. And it seems that Fnatic know Gambit wants to play a slow game, so they're just holding on to the utility that you would normally see disappear when you play a slow round. So that's not necessarily working out for Gambit. Max loss bonus, the AWPs and rifles will be on their way, regardless of the outcome of this round for the T side, but see if they can do some more damage. This time, Fnatic are holding them on with 2 players in the B box like Mo. Makes it into no man's land, second down in isolation. Rifle's got problems now. Players to the front of him, players to the back, and now the kills are coming in for Gambit.
They've done a great job here taking over the bomb train, but there's still a few players left here to fight back. Dennis coming in from Connector now, the AK-47, able to win the battle against Dozier. Still 3 remain though, and Zeus does have an AWP, so there's certainly a lot to be up against here for Fnatic as they take their time and they try to coordinate themselves in together as 3, as Adren also waits for the perfect timing, able to support Zeus, who has that AWP. Adren with the peeking there, trying to buy time. Hobbit once again with a Tech 9, and it's just going to be 1 player left here for the Swedish side. It's can he make this happen? Going for the hold. Hobbit says no. And that's the round there from Gambit. I mean, it seems like they don't need rifles, James. Just give them some Tech 9s and a couple of smokes, and they're good to go.
Fnatic finding it hard to deal with the pistols, but you saw Fnatic made adjustments when they over-rotated in a previous round, so they are staying sharp, the Swedes, despite losing that round. Very patient play from Hobbit, concentrating on the headshot in that duel. You could see a lot of people go crazy and maybe grab their mouth too hard, but the focus was there from Gambit. They're back to winning ways. 3 snipers on the map. Crims with the MP9, and that would tell me aggression, and indeed he's making his way inside the pop dog position. Definitely wants to be up close with a weapon such as that. Fast fire rate, but it does fire potatoes.
Looks like Fnatic have all the players in the right positions here, and of course part of the reason is due to the aggression that Olofmeister has taken towards Ali. He's got that information, and great position there from Dennis. Can fall back, does that commit Gambit though? Are they going to go in with this after losing a man early on? And looks like they're going to go for it. JW up close, going to whip the first shot there as Dennis is in still a great position. And he's got JW to provide distraction for him, but it's not going to be good enough. Gambit with the entry frags here. Now it's Flusher who's the closest man, as well as Crim's coming into the flank here with that MP9. Zusto holding him at arm's length with a Tech 9, but not for too much longer. But still 3 players left here for Gambit on the bomb site at the moment to try to defend. And here goes Olaf with that AWP. Sneaky plays over the train. Nice flick shot there from him, but Dozier with a fast response.
Crosshairs in the right place, but not quite hitting the mark. Crims, he's been beasting so far. He's got 14 kills in these 10 rounds. He doesn't have a kit though. Communication. Really nice stuff from them. A second round. What does this do to the cash of Fnatic? Well, it is in the toilet. It is down the pan. $2,000 Do Gambit have a good read of the money? Again, in the scoreboard, the players can see how many CTs they killed in each round, and that will help them determine what round to expect from Fnatic. Almost nothing bought by the Swedes just yet. Crims with a P250, and that is literally it as they leave CT spawn.
And it's so cool as well to see, Crims having good performances and so on in Fnatic again. I think everybody on the team is sort of finding themselves, and they've refound their identities. And I mean, he was always known for being one of the most efficient players and one of the best anchors in the business. And we've already seen his ability when faced with multiple opponents at once. Very capable. His pistol slowly diminishing at the moment for Fnatic. A nice little flick shot there from Mo. Also, the penetration damage will be finished off by Adrenaline. This affair will soon come to a close, I think, as Gambit diligently, methodically make their way to round number 6, although it's a bit annoying there for Mo. But there it is, 6-6.
Yeah, minimal damage done, AWP saved. They will be absolutely happy with that. Finally, it seems that we will get a close train after a bumpy start for Gambit. The score is tied. No snipers on the Fnatic, and I do wonder if we'll start to see a more aggressive Fnatic now in this shape. Maybe they'll feel like they the devil on their shoulder is pushing them forward, pushing through Ivy again. I do wonder what role JW will have in a round like this. Now he's over to his Ivy position, but Olofmeister going straight through Ivy immediately. They seem to have a good read at Gambit, just abandon this position often. I mean, Fnatic, they've had some good reads on Gambit, like Fnatic in that previous buy round they lost. They had the numbers in the B bomb side, weren't successful, but they did make the right play.
And now it seems to be time for Gambit to make the move in towards B at the moment, but I do wonder if they'll have anything sneaky up their sleeves, whether they'll try to double back or just commit into it. Looks like there's going to be a committed play here with the smoke. Dennis going to play with that flashback going straight forward. It almost gets 2 there, but denied by Mo ultimately now as we get 3 players left for Gambit. They've got to plant the bomb here. Zeus claiming ground, forward ground there. 2 frags from him. That's massive work, but Olaf's still alive and stalking through the smoke. It's a Dren though. So smart is a Dren. He knows what's up. That's all Olofmeister done. And Crims, he's got nothing really left to do but to turn tail and run. He's got such low hit points at the moment, 23.
It's a 1 versus 2. He's got to go for this. The bomb's only just gone down as well. Surely someone has dropped one, but it's not going to work out for him. Gambit take the lead. I think Crims just wanted to reset the situation. He was spotted, he was exposed on the high ground. He had bullets, grenades, shrapnel flying his way. But no, that is the 4th round in a row for Gambit, and it's a tactical timeout from Fnatic. Their momentum has suddenly gone. The swing is broken, and they'll try to fix it in these 30 seconds. Great bursting by Zeus. Lovely second kill from him as well. Adren staying close to the smoke again. When a T-side chooses to push through B, one really good thing to watch is the T player who goes near connector, what he chooses to do. Some will try and make a play into connector, some will try and make it beyond towards the CT side of the train yard, and some will just stay around that smoke or on the slope if there isn't a smoke there. Adren chose to stay around the smoke, so he would have an advantage if a CT went through it. Got a free headshot, saw the last player as well. Pretty much won the round for his team from that point, unless Crims has a nice 1v2 clutch, but it wasn't to be. Fnatic on the pistols. It's their turn to head towards maximum loss bonus. A trend with the AWP rather than Moat. That's curious. Maybe spawn based. Indeed it is. He's going to swap around now. Everything goes back to normal.
We know the pistols are very dangerous in the hands of the Swedes. Those are looking for this though. Really nice stuff there, very cognizant as Dozier now looks for perhaps a trade fragger to come into play. A nice smoke in this position. Trying to open up Ali. Wow, with the CZ spraying through the smoke. Flusher, of course, getting the kill. Lovely stuff. And now Zeus doesn't have anyone to play off of here, so he's got two angles to be worried about because they could always just push the smoke, so you have to be very careful about that.
Yeah, it's awkward for you because he can hold this angle and be relatively safe, but there's an AK on the floor around the corner. He doesn't want them to collect it, but now he's got no choice. And you can see he just dives around the corner as fast as he can, does his best. Three frags in 1 second. Crim's making it a fourth. JW got a quick 2, but who knows what the hell just happened. It did seem a bit scrappy the way their approach to Ivy. I mean, maybe they thought it was just USP or something, but it did seem a bit scrappy from Gambit.
Yeah, I mean, Gambit just tried to go through Pop Dog and teammate at the same time, and just look at this. Oh man, just coming in from above there, dropping down from the top of the train. That is some good timing, if ever I've seen it, from JW, and that is certainly a bit disappointing for Gambit, but they have 7 rounds on the board still, so really competitive game of train at the moment between these two teams, and we see once again the double orbs come into fashion here for Fnatic as JW and Olofmeister hold on to those, and Olofmeister, he's been playing, making so many plays by himself at Ali, and this round is no different. Look at all the info he's got.
It's almost like it's CT territory. It's familiar to him, like an old friend. Smokes grenades all over. This is better. Ivy was left exposed for the most part, but Flush is the one to get the 2K rather than Olofmeister, who's playing in the IB position. Many Fnatic players around the train. It seems perhaps Gambit have lost their momentum in the last round of the first half.
I think Gambit are trying to play off the distraction from Hobbit there, dropping down Pop Dog, but that smoke slowed them down a bit too much. It makes life difficult as Fnatic aren't going to be caught off guard. They're ready now. It was a nice play from Gambit, but indeed that smoke at Pop Dog ruins all the plans of Gambit there, and Fnatic looking very, very good here for the 8th round. To close out this half. Nice frag there from Hobbit there at range, trying to go for the taps. Another one from Hobbit. He's not down and out just yet. He's got 16 points of health though, so it's going to be hard for him to win some of these engagements, and JW's in a devious position here. Close range, just the single bullet required. 8 rounds for Fnatic, 7 for Gambit. But if you look at how it started, I thought maybe Fnatic would start to run away with things, but Gambit, man, they're showing a lot of temerity at the moment.
Yeah, this... It's good as a close. I mean, Gambit could have gone in with a lead had not been for that half-by round from Fnatic. But here we are, all to play for. Fnatic off to the T side, and you can see that JW has been one of the heavy hitters in the first half, along with Crims. Crims up there with 16, leading the server at the moment. There's a good average of kills on Gambit, but they don't want to be average in this half versus Fnatic now, who will be able to set the pace. And they'll be playing a confidence Fnatic. The amount of times they were able to trespass into what is normally T territory in the first half will only boost their confidence moving into the second pistol round. Crims and Flusher with grenades. Zeus will be carrying the smoke and defuse kit. Everybody else on Kevlar.
Yeah, I love all these grenades from Fnatic. You wouldn't often see it like in an online match or something, but here they obviously have quite the plan, using those grenades to give them ample coverage to at least secure a bomb plant, but some kills as well. Nice tag there coming in low. Desperately weak, but will go down. Fnatic with a very strong opener, but it's a pistol round, and it can all change in the blink of an eye as we see still 5 players standing for Gambit.
Dozier tries to pick, but Mo gets taken down, but Dozier will avenge the kill.
Nice.
Now it's down to JW. Smoke and defuse comes in. He is not making it there in time, and I think he realizes it. Wax on, wax off. Can save his Kevlar. Try and get some extra money. He'll do exactly that. Picks up another pistol as well, but the pistol does go to Gambit. That's a huge round for the CT side.
Yeah, that means 2 pistol rounds won by Gambit, so definitely a struggle in that sense for Fnatic. Now, how will Gambit approach their CT side? We saw Fnatic were really, really passive, allowing Gambit on their T side to sort of just play the field and then react. Gambit might have a similar approach in mind. Of course, we have the full save here for Fnatic. They want the AK-47s in the following round. So this should be quite an easy one here for Gambit. Zeus starting things off well. Quick 2K for him, making some money with that SMG. Hobbit will continue the trend as well, and it's almost all over, and we can get into the real business here when the AKs come into play.
Mr. Stock Knife Flusher. It's been spotted, and surely it's a matter of time. Cheeky grenade, but the god Lozia will finish things off with the UMP. Nice money bonus for him. Most of the Gambit side went for rifles, including the scouts onto Mo, and those rifles continue. So it seems Mo will keep the scout in his hands. Should the worst happen for Gambit, he can buy with his team in the next rounds. 5 AKs from Fnatic, reasonable amount of grenades. So let's see just how aggressive they can get.
Yeah, you'd normally expect it with those AKs. It's always a comfortable round when you get them into those open spaces of the A yard. But we've got some forward positions here to try to maximize the effectiveness of these SMGs from Zeus. He's making a lot of noise. They're jumping around, running around as well. Mid-pat's trying to bait a peek and then tosses the nade up. A nice idea from Zeus. However, it's not going to really yield all that much for him just yet. Fnatic starting to wander down towards the B side of the map with Olofmeister just pressuring towards Ali, and that's really important because it makes it very hard for Gambit to read what this round's going to be. But here it is, the entry from Fnatic into the B sites. Adren will be able to get the first kill, but the quick trades make life quite difficult for Gambit.
Dozier repositioning, but he can't get anything done in that situation. So that advantage is with the CT. So Molotov will try to force Crims out into the open, but the smoke is there. He can hold his position. Flusher getting taken down. T's on the high ground. There's a flank coming in from Olofmeister, and he better move quick because Dennis is alone on the site. No Molotov or any other shenanigans, and there are smokes for Gambit. 2 of the 3 players with kits, they could go for a hero defuse. They're looking for the flank.
Yeah!
Dennis now on the high ground. He's got a good angle, but he's expecting a peek. There's Hobbit taken down. Going for a spray transfer, but Zeus was off of it. Gets back on it. 2 plays surviving for Gambit. They prevail, making it to double figures.
And the really sick thing here as well is we can't forget that Gambit actually tried to continue with their SMGs and the scout and so on, and they still won the round. They picked up 2 AKs, so they have made a huge amount of money. They're really making the most of that, winning that initial pistol round. So this really puts a lot of pressure on Fnatic. Fnatic have to start controlling Gambit's economy, because if it starts to get out of control, Fnatic are going to have a hard time just being up against what will seem like endless buy rounds. And this was the way that Gambit turned things around. The Tech 9s and the grenades. Let's see if it works as well for Fnatic.
JW is only 22 years old. The man has his own shot, and he's 22 years old. What the hell's going on? Fnatic moving through the IB position. Hobbit needs to back off. He can never crossfire with his teammates, but he's still staying close. Gets shot straight to the head, and so does you. The same Gambit are having those as well. They are getting absolutely wiped out. Olofmeister with a 2K so far, picked up an AK. What has happened to Gambit in this round?
And Dozy just has to get damage in here. He can't allow Fnatic to take away too many weapons, and there's an all the time in. Dozy, though, coming back into the angle at the right time. However, it's just going to be 1 frag for him, and we can see Olofmeister picks up the AWP. We've got AKs collected as well, M4, so Fnatic. That's exactly what they had to do. But Gambit, they're going all in, James. All the chips are going across the line. We got double orbs from Mo and Adren.
Zeus had $10,000 at the start of that round, so he is dropping some cash for his team. What a great spray from Olofmeister. That is sexy stuff. Keeps it close. You see Mo, Hobbit, he's been feeling the emotions, man. Zeus has forced him to engage in a bro fists. That's a nice job from Fnatic. Can you imagine if that was a kill, what it would do to the psyche of Gambit? They need to keep their heads in the game, this CT side. Again, Zeus as the in-game leader, and also the captain, trying to keep his team focused, but you can see they are hurting a bit.
Everything slows down now as Fnatic start to take more position. They get Olofmeister back towards Ali. And again, that's so key, just always keeping pressure towards Ali, because again, it's so hard for Gambit to know, is it going to be that triple prone attack into A? They put pressure around, you know, T-Main and Pop Dog as well at points. Is it going to be playing to beat? It just becomes so hard, and it's all because of Olofmeister and how he can stay alive, keep pressure up, keep himself in good timings on rotations. But it looks like Fnatic indeed will make their way in towards the A site, and Olof, he's got some help arriving behind him soon, but he's not too afraid to take these duels ahead of his teammates. He looks for the peak, not quite good enough there. Zeus with a nice Y peak there to avoid a great re-peak there from Zeus. Brave stuff, but it pays off.
Those who are looking to flank from the B bomb site, he gets a pop in time. The bomb's heading towards the main position. Dennis tagged, making his way into the site, but there are no kills just yet for this T site. And there's Dennis getting taken down. Things go from bad to worse. Grenades flying in, but JW's been given a present. What can he do with it? There are 20 seconds for them to make a gauntlet run to that bomb site, and they're not getting anywhere yet. Hobbit taken down finally, but all the CTs are here. They've got a crossfire on the bomb site. The bomb can surely not go down. Dozier in the pop dog, lovely close range from JW, but there are 8 seconds for this plan to happen. The pistol for a Dren, and that's going to be the round over. JW needs to get away. 3 HP. He will be hunted by Dozier with that pistol, doing his best, and he's somehow going to escape. But the round is with Gambit. Some nice parkour from JW towards the end there.
Yeah, he's on the run. Crazy stuff there from him. Business on the survival is JW, but that no scope, what on earth was that? I guess it's just JW, classic JW things, isn't it? That's what it is.
Standard stuff for a high pressure AWPer. Thrives in those situations, and we'll see which team will thrive in this one, because it's going to be a rough fight for both sides. All the UMPs coming out. JW and Olofmeister towards Ivy, and let's look at Hobbit's position. He'll get some sound cues from this, but I can't see a flash push coming in. Mo is close to him, but he's got main to focus on, and so does Zeus. CT's still positioning around the map at the moment. Zeus with the fan mass. If he has to duel towards the main position, that's going to be less than ideal. Fnatic will search for a pick with this boost. Zeus will hear it. Surely he could take a grenade from a teammate now. He's very exposed.
Yeah, here goes the peak. Zeus gonna lose out on that one. Dennis opening things up here, and now Gambit, they've got to be worried because Fnatic are ready to come in from Ali as well very shortly, and with that man advantage that they have, Gambit going to have to make some plays, and it's of course a trend to try to make the play, but Dennis shuts him down as well. That's 2 for Dennis in this round. Is there salvation is somewhere in these 3 remaining players for Gambit as time starts to get lower, and Fnatic of course will begin to make their way back in.
Olof and JW continue to creep towards Ivy. Fnatic careful of main. Don't quite have possession of it just yet. Some warning shots from both teams around the Ivy position, and the clock continues to tick. Oh! Very exposed.
Nice!
To get a no-scope. And JW's down as well. Crimson, he's still got the ball. Dropped off, leaving Flusher alone in a 1 versus 2. 18 seconds, they don't need to show. Dozier repositioning, his teammate will be the bait. Flusher's high, he's exposed. Jumping onto the low ground, he's going to run to the side, and he'll get taken down from Dozier. If you look at when Zeus went for the dry peek, he hears jumping. He knows at least one person is in Pop Dog. Mo is on the bomb train. He's got the one flashbang that the 3 of him, I think Adren was there as well. He could flash for Zeus, but with the AWP, he's holding the angle on main. So it seems they chose to sacrifice Zeus rather than him come off the angle and throw the flashbang. Really tough stuff for Fnatic, but they come out on the losing end.
That was epic stuff from oh my god, the guy is performing under pressure right there, and I love that. Even in that super high octane situation, gets 3k. The last player he realizes, making such a quick series of kills really shows Mo's experience and why he has made it with his team onto this stage. Making the stage look pretty good, James. It's a 12-9 scoreline for Gambit, and that round is going to give them a lot of momentum because the money indeed is pretty poor for Fnatic at the moment.
Yeah, Mo looks pretty level-headed at the moment. Hobbit, though, you can see he's feeling the pressure, but it's not affecting him in the game. He's got 19 kills. He is leading the charge. This time, Fnatic are on the pistols, but they've got no Kevlar. They don't really have that many dangerous guns. Olaf with the Deagle, and he's got full armor with his Deagle. He can take the odd shots. Sometimes it does make the difference, but he's looking to do some damage to the CT economy. But he'll be the best. JW will get the job done for 1 kill at the very least. But in a 4 versus 2 Glocks, we cannot expect much more. Adren going fishing, but he's using missiles as bait in this situation.
13 for Gambit. They're pretty close now for map number 1. It's going to be interesting to see what Fnatic choose to do here to try to break Gambit, because if Gambit pick up this round, Fnatic are back into eco territory. It's going to be really difficult. Of course, they will have $2,900 for their round loss bonus, so if Fnatic do get a bomb down in this round, even if they lose it, they can still try to force together a buy in the following round, which will feature AKs and so on, but that's not ideal. They really need to stop Gambit right now. This is such a key round for Fnatic to win. And so that means their decision as to how they approach it couldn't be more crucial, and looks like there's aggression from Gambit. They've got a quick pick there. Mo, where's he going to be? Looks like it's going to be Inner this time, and that's Krim's sent to the bench for this one.
Mo doing the same that JW was trying to in the first half.
That's хоёр өөр стайлтай хоёр баг байна.
If needed, but now he's going back and forth to connect to us. So perhaps Gambit have a good read on what the remainder of Fnatic will do. The flash is there. Those is being very cheeky, maybe expendable, looking for info with the UMP. Hobbit and Zeus will stay towards A for the time being, but surely the rotation will come in from Zeus. Dren's got to be very careful. He's going straight into the grenade, but he will survive for now.
Yo, Mo
delivering even more kills for his side. 3 kills for Mo so far, and Olaf Meister remains. Zeus in the same position. And Dren will finish off the job. 14-9 Gambit. No plan for Fnatic.
I mean, we said it, that was the round that Fnatic had to win to stop this scary momentum for Gambit, but they seem to be getting stronger every round at the moment and looking very confident. Fnatic having to go, actually looking like they're going for a force buy here anyway, despite not getting the bomb down. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Keep Gambit off a match point, give yourself 2 chances instead of just having 1. Tech9s, AK Galil, grenades, that's what Fnatic are going to try to win this round with. It doesn't look good. Let's see what they got.
You see, Garrod, you see, Garrod.
Dozier. What are you doing, Dozier? You're not supposed to be in this position.
Yeah, хүнээ чухал барай өгсөн ш.
He's going to get dinked by his teammate. That's going to give him position away to the tees. What the hell's going on?
Yo, хүнээ чухал ш. Харсан уу?
And that might cause a rotation from Fnatic. Talk about a stroke of luck,
that is absolutely ridiculous indeed. They've been handed something here, but how far can they take it? Because they still have to get into a bomb site. They haven't really got much map control. They haven't attacked any choke points just yet. They don't have weapons that can really perform at range, except Dennis, who's critically low at this point on health. It's still going to be very difficult here for Fnatic. Hobbit looking to find himself a quick kill here in the main. This would be a really big one to find. Crims goes down. Now it's just about the 3 players there from Fnatic making their way towards B. It's all on their shoulders.
Let's retake territory. Oh, Adren, please. A clutch kick with 100 ping, but only good for the 1 kill this time. Flusher is close to the red. JW is with him. Flusher on the low ground, trying to move forward. He'll have Zeus to contend with soon. No grenades left for this Fnatic side. It's all about dueling. Flusher and Hobbit coming through these trains. Flusher though, running distraction now, but Mo will pick him off, and it's JW. He is the last man standing. The Molotov will force him forward. Surely he might get 1 kill here. Hobbit's only got 4 HP. He's defusing without the kit. Mo with the AWP. It should be the other way around. Hobbit's got 4 HP. Which one defuses? At least the kit's there. But Mo, he's got to deliver here. He's got his pistol in. It's so awkward for him. Is he defusing it? I don't think so. Oh my god, it's too late now. What a way to lose a round. Shooting your teammate in the head through a wall, giving his position away. Everything falls apart. Surely that was Gambit. That has got to be the worst luck.
That is crazy. You wonder if there's maybe like a communication. I mean, it must be a communication problem there. Dozi's making the push, and they're shooting his position, so definitely seems like perhaps one. Maybe Dozi just decided, it's like, I'm going to do this play, and maybe didn't communicate it. It's hard to say what it might be, but that, as you say, it could be the one chance that could get Fnatic back into the game. Now they actually have guns, they've got grenades, they're looking for perhaps a fast round straight into the A-bomb site. Olaf Meister in typical Olaf Meister fashion, going straight in, but it's Adren with the first kill to the round as Dennis will fall, and Olaf Meister pushes the position, but he gets stopped by Hobbit. Still more work to be done done though by Fnatic as Flusher and JW answer back.
Oh,
3v3 and the bomb still needs to go down though.
Get that boost on CTs. 2 orbs, only so much you can do with so many smokes out on the map. Everything starting to slow down. Fnatic taking it slow, trying to identify where the CTs might be, trying to get their communication game on. With some more seconds to take pause. Angles so close. Mo being teased. Flush not engaging the angle. The bomb needs to be collected. JW's going for the flank towards the IV position, and that's exactly where Mo is standing. If he stops scoping, Crims must know he's there. Crims is just around the corner. They've got the time to make this play. Fnatic being very, very careful. If they win this round, they break the money of their opponent. If they lose this round, it is game point Fnatic. He sees the barrel. There goes Mo. It's Adren with the AWP behind the smoke. He might walk through it for free if he's brave enough. JW playing close to the smoke as well, and it might be a no-scope from him. Fnatic on the comeback. If Gambit go on to lose this map, then surely they just go back to that headshot thing. I mean, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy.
Раунднаас болоод одоо яг ингээ бариулаад хожигдвол ямар муухай болоо.
Raise its head here for Fnatic. Gambit humbled perhaps now that they have no money again and all that momentum sort of goes away. I have to say I've been really impressed with Mo's performance so far. He looks really dangerous at the moment. An assassin with that AWP. Now this should be a pretty easy round for Fnatic. On paper there's only really a P250 and 4 stock USPs for Fnatic to worry about, so you can see Olaf Meister, he realizes that he's got the Mac 10 out. It's a tool fit for purpose in this round. JW able to get another frag as well, so just systematic cleaning up of these saving players. Fnatic bullying Gambit in this round, but now Gambit can buy again. It's not the best money in the world, but it is enough.
If they lose, they could buy at 14-14. To stop Fnatic getting to a game point. Fnatic 2 rounds behind. It's a Gambit tactical timeout at present. Mo's on the AWP again. There may be a lack of grenades in this round. There'll definitely be a lack of helmets. So, does this, with a pause like this, I do wonder if Fnatic will play it slow, expecting a push. I mean, we've seen some insane pushes from Dozier when he's been ill-equipped, and he's ill-equipped once again with a UMP. So they may look for that, they may put 2 or 3 people towards the B bomb site so they can trade if necessary. What will the play of Gambit be? Mo's been everywhere with his AWP. It seems he's headed towards the IV position. Can post up towards main from there as well. So let's see what Gambit have in store for Fnatic.
Fnatic making their way towards Ali at the moment, so will Mo go for the peaks? Of course, there's all kinds of shenanigans. Oh, that is so fast from Mo! And that means so much as well. Hobbits, he's got some action too. Teammate's going to handle that one nicely as Dennis gets shut down, and 20 seconds have passed in the round, and 2 members for Fnatic trying to go for picks. It has blown up in their faces, and now they simply have to combine their forces and go together somewhere. That's pretty much all they can do at this point. They can't risk losing another member to a 1 versus 1. They need to get a situation where the bomb can be planted and where they can trade frags.
Mo with no Kevlar. I wonder if he'll end up swapping places with Adren. Adren's holding the high grounds, but he doesn't have a scope, so that's going to make life more difficult for him. He has a look just in case they're creeping down the stairs, and you see him dropping the smoke. That may be a good timing, and Fnatic are going to force the issue moving through. Nobody checking Dozier's position just yet, but surely they will, surely they will. No kill for Dozier with his UMP. The bomb's going to go down, the CT's on the retake. That's a good start from Adren. Olaf Meister and Crims remain. Hobbit's coming in from the flank, but he doesn't have the angle. They're making it work for Fnatic, but they're both tagged. 4 of these 5 remaining players are all very close to dying. And there goes Crims, leaving Olaf Meister up on the high ground on his own. He won't get it done. It's game point Gambit in the first map of this best of 3.
What a relief for Gambit, not finding themselves in that position where you know, there's that one mistake and maybe it gets into their heads, maybe it, you know, compounds the problem and things get worse. But again, composed, experienced players, good leadership. And they are playing their hearts out right now. Just one more round and the double AWPs certainly pose problems for Fnatic. And Fnatic, well, you know, they're going to fight fire with fire. They've got 2 AWPs of their own, JW and Dennis picking them up. So looks like Fnatic are going to double down on the picking approach. Let's see how that goes for them. And so far, again, Mo and Dren have been fantastic.
For Dennis taking gambles there, but we'll come back to that later because there is a 4-man engagement towards the IB position, and the advantages will go straight back in favour of Fnatic. 1 minute 35 on the clock, and there are 3 CTs here. They are on the verge of being reset. That would be a complete disaster for them.
What on earth is happening there? The AWP battles. You can see why both teams are buying all those AWPs, and Olaf Meister now looking to try and make things worse. But it's Zeus who wins such an important 1 versus 1, and this is what we talk about when we talk about Fnatic. They really love to take these 1v1s, and it can really send things spiraling out of control for your defense. But Gambit standing up strong so far against the oppressive side that is Fnatic, and the bomb can be planted, and Dozier's position is very good at the moment with a silenced M4. Perhaps he can get the drop on somebody. It might just be Flusher. He's creeping below him. Does Dozier look around? This is such an important moment. Flusher now spraying onto Dozier's teammates. Dozier turns around, gets the kill in the trade, but that opens him up to Crims. The worst has happened now. Leaves it all to Adren in a 1 versus 2.
They've got the high ground, the T's, they've got the high ground, and Adren may not fancy this one. How does he not get traded? He'll hear the bullets whizzing past his ears, and Fnatic have stayed alive. 13 rounds coming their way, and the money's not spectacular for Gambit, so they are in a very awkward spot. But going back to that first frag in the rounds, the CTs always get to connector to look towards main. Before the T's get to main to look towards connector. It is not an advantageous peak for the T's. It is a gamble that didn't pay off for Dennis on that occasion. Maybe expecting Mo to be around the IB position of the AWP, but Adren was at connector with a sniper of his own, and that's the sniper that remains in this round. 13-15, Gambit, they can't really buy. It would be a massive gamble for the side. The money next round would be great either, so Adren, I mean, because it's an AWP, you could go give it to Mo with no Kevlar, but he will stay with it and do what he can.
Adren's going into a 4 position with that AWP. That's very scary stuff, isn't it? The push comes in from Fnatic, and oh wow, Zeus! He prevents the bomber going down. Adren has been lost though. Nice transfer there from Olaf Meister, and there were some shenanigans at play, but Fnatic have diffused them in more ways than one, and we'll see themselves brought onto the 14th round. And are they actually going to do this? Are we going to get the first map of the day here in the playoffs be overtime?
Would you have it any other way?
No. I would not, James. Let's bring it on.
Second last timeout for Gambit. And they're going to have to drastically change their approach in this round. Adren has gone from an AWP to a Mag 7. Quite opposite ranges on those weapons, so one would expect him to go towards the ladder position. Or maybe even a play towards main with a flashbang, but there are almost no grenades on this CT side. It's a very desperate time for Gambit. Adren's got a good spawn to make it to ladder room as well, to the pop dog. But Fnatic, they are fully equipped. They are ready for this overtime. They will feel like they deserve this overtime. JW close to the 30 bomb, 26 kills at the moment, leading the server.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see if how Gambit could possibly make this work. With this amalgam of guns. Adren. Oh my god, it's Mo. It was Mo. It was Mo with the headshot there, but muscle assist from Adren with that Mag 7 of his, and Dennis just so brazen. Yep, I'm just going to walk out here, don't mind me, but Gambit are going to shut that down, and it looks like Fnatic, they might just try to end this here on the B-bomb site. They're all rallying up and readying the charge.
They've had a lot of success there. Has not been a spectacular day for Dozier on the B-bomb site, but now he's finally got an M4. He can start things off well.
No, there's things to oh.
Doing some damage, but no frags. Fast 2K. Is this it? JW on his own, 1 versus 3 to keep his team in this first map of this best of 3. The bomb is down on the high ground. He's exposed. He is forced into the open. There are Molotovs to be thrown here by the CT side as well. But they will allow him to collect. Hobbit trying to find a funky angle, can't quite do it. Nobody's close enough to hit a scope. And JW will escape with the bomb for now. He has 40 seconds. He's got to guess. Is he better off towards B or better off towards A? There are no eyes on Popdog at the moment, but Adren is making his way there.
Gambit playing this so smart. They understand the timing as well. They understand exactly how JW might move around the map. As we can see, Adren making his way towards team aim. JW going for the door back, and there you go. Gambit, make it work. 16-14, one key error, and it could all have been over, but they composed themselves, and they are indeed making that stage look very good here today.
Crisis averted for Gambit. One of the most unusual things I have seen. Could have been a turning point, could have been psychologically crushing, but no, they turn it around. 16-14. Gambit take the first map of the series. On the Pick'ems, Fnatic were 55% favoured for this. I personally favour Gambit. I think, are you with Fnatic for this one?
Yeah, I was edging Fnatic, but after seeing this first map and seeing how Mo is playing, because for me, if Mo is actually playing that well with the AWP, and he can go toe-to-toe with all of the AWP skill on the other team, that evens it out for me. And now, yeah, we've got a really awesome fight on our hands. I cannot wait to get into Inferno.
Smack hot
in here. It's tense on the first map of the first day here in the Tauron Arena. Tauron, probably Tauron.
I almost said Sauron Arena the other day, and which would be quite interesting. But yes, the Tauron Arena here. It's a beautiful arena. The stage is amazing. I couldn't really think of a better place for this event.
And it's time for the thoughts on the first map. Over to Paul.
Yes, good first map. No jacket required here, that's for sure. Back with our panel members, Fifth Round and Moses to break down map number 1. Good performance by Gambit, and as the boys in the commentary booth said, could all have pivoted on a very odd team kill.
Yeah, that's an awkward situation that put them in, didn't it? I mean, this match to me was just kind of crazy in the sense that it was so op heavy. I mean, both of those teams had a lot of success with the AWP, and it felt like part of that was because there was a lot of space given up in some of these bomb sites. There was a lot of map that they could work with on some of these executes. I think like one of the most aggressive stances we saw from Fnatic is when like Crims is pushed up towards Z-Box, and he did great in that position on the defense, but the ops just became so critical because there were just so many duels going on at like long range as well.
Yep, going to take a look through the highlights of this first map. Was their map pick, Robin, obviously, and they've got through it, and I guess they've bounced back from the 12-16 defeat that they had on this very map at DreamHack, so they did learn something, they did adjust, and they've come out on top.
And definitely, I mean, that was the worry coming into this, right? When they left Cobblestone open in the map pool, and we were kind of upset that Gambit actually didn't go with that pick, but hey, they won their map. This is a good start for them, and then leading into it, but as Jason was saying, with a lot of off-heavy on both sides. And it was actually looking pretty bad in the beginning for Gambit. I mean, they won the pistol, great round by Mo, and then after that, the extremely slow rounds. We were down to like 20 seconds, didn't really pay off the first 5-6 rounds over to Fnatic after Gambit won the pistol, but then after that, Gambit started using the bomb a little bit, and crawled their way back into half.
Yeah, and it's also, I mean, it's got to be crushing if you're JW, because I thought he had a phenomenal game with the AWPs specifically. He was excellent. And I think actually the T sides for Fnatic is still they're kind of struggling on them. We saw it a little bit in their game on Nuke against Astralis. The only thing that bailed them out there was some individual openings. Here on Train again, I thought their T side opened very, very slow. And I mean, really for a long time, the only round they won on that T side was that force buy that came out. It was just like a rush Ivy on an eco, and that got them close up to the Opper. So they took away some of that space and some of that map that they were giving them outside. It eventually swarmed that over, but they just didn't have enough openings going for them. I mean, Gambit started winning all those opening battles towards the end of this game, and just too many rounds Fnatic is playing with the man disadvantage. I think even one of the gun rounds they opened up, it was Dennis with the 2 kills in ladder room, and it was a 5-on-3, and they lost that somehow. They like were too passive after getting those 2 opening kills, and allowed all 3 members of Gambit to just gamble towards the outer bomb site and rotate over, and then they were all in position. And it's a little bit lucky, a little bit fortunate, obviously, but if you give them the time to make the right read and it comes in, like there's always going to be that chance.
That's always the main worry, right? When you always you base your game off of defaults essentially. You get the entries, but then when it comes down to it, there was a lot of even deficit for them as well. 4-on-5s a lot of the times, even for Fnatic. Now, granted, they did end up winning a few of those and then resetting Gambit's economy, but that's definitely going to be that's been Fnatic's issue, I think, this whole year, because they still have the same tendency of just playing defaults and not necessarily going into
Asia
the heavy executes, with a team like Gambit, especially when you're not really giving them a Exciter, then it's you're going to be seeing a lot of rounds where
Take a look at the
одоо яг 5 минут юм.
shows a very definitive
Singapore сервертэй баг
Gambit
таваараа тоглох баг
thing they've
ажиж
done well, Jason, over the last 3 games in the
Yuki style
in the group
Japan
stages
Destination
is
баг
they've all
гэдэг
stepped up. There's never a
баг
bad game
хайжсэн
from anyone. They're all within a
ийм
few
хүү
frags
байдлаар
of each
ингээ
other.
хайдаг.
And again, same thing here. 5 kills
Тэгэл
spread
хоорондоо
between them,
тоглоно.
top 24, bottom 19.
Yeah, it's easy to make that happen, to say no one's having a bad
Тэгэл
game.
өөрсдийнхөө серверт бас
35 kills,
бэлтгэл
that just makes
хиймтэй.
everyone's job so easy from there. But this one, obviously, when it's this measured, that's phenomenal. That's definitely no weak links. Everyone has their impact round as well. And it just shows also good teamwork. It's not just like someone mowing down 3 players every single round. It's having a good setup to trade. Peeking out when your teammate's in a fight. Fnatic side as well, that's pretty even, all things considered. Also, I just think JW had a stellar game. Crims was a linchpin outside, but JW's op is on point, and that'll, like, if that JW shows up on Inferno as well, I know, let's not get ahead of ourselves to the next map, but that's going to be a dangerous weapon. That's kind of the playstyle that we talked about. If he can be aggressive with the AWP the way he was on Train, he's so scary.
Having picked out one, we've picked out Mao as the MVP for this one. You could easily
За
have
энэ
gone
одоо
with
нөгөө
any
шинэ
of the
орж
others
байгаа
for their
38
various
шиг
moments in the
багийн
game.
нэр байна.
But he was one of the players that we haven't really spoken an awful lot. Dren's taken all the headlines because he's top rated. Zeus, the great in-game leader. Dozier, the rock that's been there forever. Hobbit stepped up into the top 10. We didn't speak about
Одоо шинэ Азийн Superstrong X илүү тэрэнд орж байгаа багуудын нэр энэ байна. Нэр үсгийн дарааллаа.
Strong offer essentially, like not getting the likes of Fallen and the
Японоос 3 баг. Яа, 4 баг байна. Ямар ч Японы багууд нь.
But one thing that he does do is very consistent in his offing. You're not going to see all these very aggressive plays, but you are going to see kind of like not necessarily a turret essentially, but he's going to get maybe even 2, right? And that is his job done.
How did you feel that Fnatic coped with that match? Because it was a close game after all. They won't be too worried about the result at the end. They've got another match to try and come back into this, and it's their choice. So,
I thought it was all right. Just again, the T side was a little bit lacking until too late. I thought, and obviously the CT side was also a little bit weird because it felt like they had. The one thing Gambit did really good in the first half of Fnatic was CT.
Энэ бичлүүдийн бүгдийг нь үзтээс.
Like a very slow pace, but they were
Яг тоглолтууд нь биш.
They were getting the kills, and they got a couple plants in there. So they were building up their own economy through losing, and also making sure that Fnatic, was being ground down.
Энэний линкийг тавьж болохгүй. Энэ чинь
They get the upper hand that way.
одоо verified гэсэн тоглогч нар л харагдах линк байхгүй саяных. Чи ингэж хайгаад ор заяа.
Aren't very convincing, and it is just like some of those. It is that like lame excuse where it's just like someone's going to have just an individual round.
Google-ээр хайгаад энэ дээр байгаа Discord-ийн линк мэг. Discord гэдэг програм дотоод тэр өгсөн линкээр нь орчиж болно. За. За ямар тааж? Миний тавьсан.
That's how it works. It is hard to stop. It is very difficult to stop. And at the moment, it's just not as impressive as we'd like to see it.
Indeed. Right. Why don't we check in with what an experience we have at the majors? Experience is everything, of course. So let's take a trip down the major experience road.
I guess we
Fantastic.
we all play to be at.
За ямар ч үс үзэг 3-нд баярлалаа. Би одоогоор гарах ажилтай болсон тул стримээ зогсоолоо шүү за.
You have a lot of crowd going up into the big stadium. Teams want to experience the fame and all the attention on them. For me personally, I do want to experience that.